Welcome, everyone. Welcome to season 3, episode 5 of the Cosmere Reads. Woo! Yay! And there was much rejoicing. Yay!
And then they ate the minstrels.
I like your safe hand.
Thank you.
I know.
I don't know if it's polite to talk about my safe hand.
I don't know either. I don't know the etiquette, the Rosharian etiquette of talks about.
She's so saucy. Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah. Oof, talk about the safe hand.
Gotta watch it.
There you go. Yeah, only safe hands, only hands.
Only hands. That's right.
Which is proving to be a pain in the butt.
Pain in the hand. Pain in the hand.
That too.
Or if you're watching, a pain in the wrist.
All of it. All the pains.
All the pains. Yeah. So
I am shocked that's not a real website. Is that a real website? I know we looked it up to see if we could actually get the domain.
It is a real website. It's a doctor's website.
Well, we know that it's owned, but we don't know if there's actually somebody.
No,
I typed. Are they parked on it, or
it's
actually the site?
It's actually a site.
Okay.
It's to learn how to like do to work on hands for like doctor. Like it's a doctor medical training.
Okay, I feel like you brought that up. I think I did know that.
I looked it up. Yeah, I took the risk of
of sullying your Google algorithms by having it
of having hands. Yeah,
having it in your search history.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
the only hands. Gotta be careful about that.
Yeah. Omitted by the books if talking about your safe hand is scandalous. Yeah. Now the books. Yeah. Yeah. Now they talk about safe hands a lot of the books. They don't say it's scandalous. But anyway, speaking of Cosmere stuff, I have started reading Wind and Truth. I am not as far along as everybody else is, apparently. I feel like finished and stuff. I'm like, good Lord, I just finished part 1.
Did it come out on the 5th or something? Was it the 5th?
Yeah, it was like a couple days ago. I mean, it was about 10 days ago.
10 days. I mean, shoot, I'm shocked. Somebody probably finished it in like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, absolutely.
Easily.
But I have to do my wheel reads reading every single week. I have to do this reading every single week. And then if I'm around my kids, I can't just be listening to audiobook. When I'm at work, I can't listen to audiobook. Like, so really, especially when I'm driving, and I haven't driven much. So that's kind of kept me from really having that quality car time. I tried to listen at work. I've been bringing earbuds in so I can listen at work. The problem is my phone rings 24/7. So like as soon as I get to work, my phone starts ringing. I'm like, pause. Yep. Pause.
Yeah.
Pause. Yeah. I'm like, this is not working.
I do miss that. When I used to drive to Norfolk for work, I mean, I used to plow through some books. I mean, I was like, I could get through a book in like a couple weeks, no problem. Yeah. Just sitting in traffic. And it made the traffic just like fly by, But now with me working from home,
normally like on rereads, I usually read it like 1.5 speed, so I probably could have been a lot further along.
I definitely do 1.5 speed for everything.
Yeah, but this book I've decided I wanted to like take my time with it. I don't know why. I might just go to 1.5 because I can still comprehend everything. I don't know. I was like, I'm just gonna do it at regular speed. I'm like,
I don't know. I mean, I feel like 1.5. Once you go 1.5,
it's no going back.
It's hard for me to go back to 1. I'm like, y'all are like talking like you got bubble gum in your mouth. Like, is it really that necessary? Can you, accelerate a little bit?
I don't think I've ever tried listening to one on 2 times speed.
2 times?
Yeah.
2 times is a little rough.
Or 5 times, you said?
No, we do 1.5. Basically,
1.5.
Yeah. So, I mean, so you can basically get through like 45 minutes and 30 minutes, right?
That's not that big of a difference.
It's enough that it's noticeable that you get through it quicker because you like look and see, okay, well, this is like 2 hours worth of listening and I'm getting done in like, an hour and 30 minutes or something like that, whatever it turns out to be. But I mean, when you go back to like 1 time speed, it's like it feels like everyone's talking slowly. And I'm like, even the people I'm around and I work with don't talk this slow. So it's just like, I'm just not used to it. So I'm like, I can't go back. Once you get used to it, you just used to it though. It's like you just plow through it. Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Also, I guess that's another reason why I haven't been able to, because I've been busy as I'll get out. That work's been busy. Kids are busy. Life's busy. It's Christmas time, man. It's the holidays. It's everything.
Man, December is flying by so fast.
Like when you said that December 5th was like 10 days ago.
Yup.
What?
There's a friend of mine at work. He's a cohort of mine, and he keeps reminding us every day how many shopping days there are until Christmas. And every day I'm a little bit more depressed about the fact that I have not gotten through my wish list, my Christmas shopping list.
We're not done yet either.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh man.
I still have a handful. Tomorrow I'm going to try to knock it out, but I don't. No promises.
I'm just making everybody their gifts this year. Everybody's getting something crocheted.
But that's, I mean, there's so much thought and effort and timing that goes into that. So, I mean, how are you not stressed?
Oh, well, I have 3 people that I give gifts to. So.
Oh, okay. So it's a very small subset. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's chill.
I was gonna say, like, if you had like,
I don't have kids. I don't have like a bunch of cousins. Like my family is very tiny. So
got it. Okay. A wee family.
Yeah, and then my friends, like, we don't really do gifts for each other.
Got it.
Yeah. I think like this weekend, like went by in a blur too. Like we went, guess what? We had Santa on Saturday morning, and then with the kids took it to go see Santa, and which was super cute. And then got back to the house, put the kids down for a nap, and then I decorated the front of the house finally. And we do like I put lights and garland and stuff and make the front of the house look pretty. So I did that, and then we had to go to a birthday party, and then what do we have? Saturday night. I feel like we had something else. I can't remember. It's all just a blur. Oh, we went to Ian came in town and we went to the neighborhood Christmas parade. And Hilton.
Oh yeah, I saw that with like the lit up cars and stuff.
And the lowriders with like the
like going on their side.
Good old different news for you. Yeah, all the lowriders. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was fun. So we did that and had they had food trucks there. So we had street tacos and chili. Nice. And then the kids got cold, so we went home and then and then I was exhausted because it was a long day. And then Sunday I went and picked up I'm making a garage. I'm turning my garage into a gym. So I went and picked up a weightlifting machine after church and cleaned up my garage so I could put it somewhere. And then went and saw Gladiator 2 with Ian. So that was my whole weekend. You had a hence why nothing's been released. Ian hung out this weekend. With Ian. Yeah, it was with Ian and I.
You went to a parade. You went to the
to a parade together. Went to a movie.
Fed each other street tacos.
We decided to go steady. It was.
That's right. You look into each other's eyes longingly.
It's about time, Alan.
My wife and kids were there too, but.
But they were background. They were just beards.
They're background. No, they didn't go to Gladiator. That was just me and Ian and his kids. Went to go see Gladiator 2, which I have to say, the first one's really good. The second one, it was okay. I don't know. Have you seen it?
I'm not gonna see it because I feel like they gave the entire movie away in the trailer. So I'm like, well, I'm not gonna need to watch it. I'm like, I'll wait for it to get on streaming now. And plus, I got rid of that AMC.
People were saying like you have to see in theaters, and like when it's on theaters, like I could have waited for this to come out.
No, have a big enough TV, nice enough sound system. There's a lot of stuff that people talk about. You got to see in the theater, and that's not true. I mean, the only things I really feel like that are like some specific IMAX movies, like a Christopher Nolan movie. I'm gonna watch that in IMAX. He films it in IMAX. It's like it's there for a reason, but a lot of the movies, it's not that big a deal. Like the horror movies. I'll wait till it comes on streaming. I love horror movies, but I'll watch it at home.
Yeah.
No, if I'm gonna watch a horror movie, I have to be at home in my blankies, so I can like hide.
Oh, so you can hide your face. I got it.
Sometimes I need to pause because like I don't have anyone to watch them with me, so I have to do it by myself, and I have to be so brave because I love them. So like, pause it, and then I'll just get up and I'll just like do a few breaths, just like walk around the living room, like okay, we're gonna be fine.
Gotta prep yourself for it, basically.
This is on your TV. It's not in real life. You got this.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
but you say you love them though.
In a theater. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
So you watch them, but you're not like torture watching them. You actually really enjoy
the
adrenaline.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, no, I like them, but I just don't have anyone else to like watch them with me. So I
have the same problem. A lot of people don't like horror movies, and so I don't have like a horror movie crew I can just like go catch up with. I'm like usually watching them by myself.
Yeah. I mean, besides kids movies, which I've seen a couple in theaters because my kids want to go every once in a while to see a kids movie. The last adult movie I actually went and saw. Actually, it was Ian too. We saw this Dune Part 2. The Dune.
I think that's the movie I probably should have watched in IMAX.
Yeah,
I mean, I did watch.
That was good on the big screen. Like that was cool. Like
the sandworm scene itself, I feel like would have been so much more majestic and over like just in your face if I had watched it. Yeah, the whole thing. And then when they're like on the back of the sandworms and it's like they're all going across I think that would have been like really cool.
Yeah, it was good. That was
on like a ginormous screen, but. You know, hey,
and someone just commented, dude, that you saw last night or whatever. Yeah, we saw Part 2 in theaters, but normally I don't go to theaters for almost anything, just because I don't know.
The last thing we saw was Moana 2. Wife wanted to see that, so we saw that, and I watched it in 3D. Really, not necessary to watch that one in 3D. It was okay.
I saw half of it because my daughter got scared and wanted to leave the theater. So
I can see that. There are parts of that movie that I feel like are a little pushing it, you know.
Yeah.
So, I think see Wicked in theater.
So I refused to watch Wicked when I found out that they split it into 2 parts.
Oh.
I'm like, I don't do that. If you want me to watch that, I will watch both parts when they're both available at the same time. Don't put me with the cliffhanger situation. I'm like, no, I don't like
so let me see. Find her name. So what was I gonna say? What was her looking up right now? It is there it is. So my coworker, he was talking about how his son got offered his best friend. He's like in middle school, like 8th grade. His best friend was like, "Yeah, my mom's renting out a theater in Williamsburg to do the premiere before it comes out." You know, and I got invited, but I don't really want to go see Wicked because I'm in 8th grade, and he was a boy, and he's like, it's a girl's movie. Well, you know how middle schoolers are, normal, and his parents are just like, yeah, okay, if you don't want to go, don't go. That's fine. I don't really care. And then it was like a week later, like they're like, wait, how'd they get to see it before it came out? Like, what's the deal? He's like, oh yeah, my best friend's mom wrote it, and it's like, he's like, what you mean? Yeah, I'm not gonna say the kid's name because of privacy reasons, but yeah, he's like that's been to our house before. It's been to all our birthday parties. It hangs out with us all the time. It's like she wrote it. What? Like they live in Williamsburg, Virginia, and like he was like, so for sure enough, he went and Googled it. Apparently, he never even asked. I'm like, how do you have people live in your house and don't know what they do for a living? She's a screenwriter. That's what she does for a living. Her husband's from Williamsburg, and the kid was born in LA, and they decided they didn't want to put their kids in school in LA, so they moved back to their husband's town of Williamsburg and just write remotely for tons and tons of movies and TV shows. And she's a writer and lives in Williamsburg and wrote Wicked, or at least the screenplay. This not the actual play.
Right,
yeah,
that's cool.
So hence why she had written out the entire theater and did a premiere because, well, she's a producer and a screenwriter. So she was on the credits as a producer. So, so it's her movie. She can do what she wants. It's kind of like just Small World. Just like, wait, your best friend's mom wrote it? Like, like come on.
Super cool.
So yeah, it's a Dana Fox. I had to go look it up too. Dana Fox is her name. Lives in Williamsburg. Small World. 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon. So isn't that what it is?
7 degrees.
Isn't that what it is? Isn't it 7 degrees?
6 degrees.
6 degrees. Sorry, 6 degrees.
Yeah, 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. So yeah. Cool thing. Cool deal. Anything else from you guys before we jump in talking about some Cosmere?
I had a stressful freaking weekend. So. TV broke. My brand new TV broke. My OLED TV. It's like power supply went bad. Then I was like, okay. Yeah, I was like, and then one of the fans of my computer, I think I told you guys that, it broke. So I had to tear my whole computer apart. Then the heat went out in the house. So I'm just like, dude, I am struggling, dude, right now. I'm stressed and struggling. So got the heat fixed like literally about like 2 hours before now. So it's like been stressing about that. TV is still like in parts and pieces in the living room right now until we can figure out this power. So I get the power supply replaced, and that's not even a guarantee it's going to get fixed. That's just to get enough power into it so we can figure out if there's another problem with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it just literally went out of warranty. I mean, like,
dude, I gotta tell you a secret about TVs. They're cheap. It's more expensive to repair than the TVs.
Yeah. And oh my gosh. And the panel, look, the panel is like $1,200. So if there's something wrong with the panel, you just buy another TV. You do not replace it. I'm like,
no, because you can get a TV the same size for $1,200. I mean, or less.
So I'm like, that's just annoying. I mean, anything else?
I have a 55-inch Roku TV. I think I paid like $200 for it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is like the prices on TVs are coming down so much now. It's insane. What you can get a TV for, but I got a 65-inch. It's an OLED, like and I really wanted like kind of a fancy TV with like nice light, with a with color presentation on it and deep blacks and all that kind of stuff because I like horror movies. And so like I mean, for someone like me, anybody who's watched the movie Hereditary knows having a TV that shows good blacks and like really those like shades of black and stuff is so critical when you have a scene. I'm not going to spoil a movie, obviously, but there's like a scene where like there's something hidden in the shadows. And you get the effect better if it's like you can actually kind of see the differences between the blacks and the grays versus if you see it on TV and it's just like all washed out. So anyway, I'm just saying, Tree, just take the mitten off.
I was just gonna say I gotta
take the mitten off.
Fix my safe hand. I gotta open the window.
Oh my gosh,
she turned the camera off. She's taking the safe hand out.
I'm trying.
Oh no!
Let's see. Everybody quiet. Let's see if we can hear the glove come off.
See if we can hear her hand. You know what's hilarious? All they gotta do is go back to previous episodes and see it. For all the only hands out there, go back and look at previous episodes. You'll see her pinky on her left hand. Ooh.
Alando, don't tell them our secrets.
Man, I'm gonna tell all your secrets.
Sorry, I was like dying, but I'm like I don't want to be like intrusive on this conversation. Just keep talking. That was definitely an issue.
Too late.
Anyways, the last TV I had, the backlight went out.
Yeah,
like the backlight on it. So I looked it up on how much it costs to replace those, and I'm like, I'll just buy a new one.
Yeah, because I mean, just the what do you call it? The work itself to get it done is so prohibitively expensive. Yeah.
So just buy a new one.
I mean, labor. That's what I'm thinking of. Labor. Yeah, the labor costs are expensive just to put the backlight in. So
yeah. Anyway, you guys ready to talk about some Cosmere?
Yeah.
Is that what we
talk about? Some Cosmere.
Yes. That's the other thing we do. We talk about a whole bunch of other non sequitur things, and then we eventually wind our way back to the book.
Yeah, I don't have anything to share. I just same day, same week, every day. It's the same.
Every day is the same.
Nothing exciting.
Okay. Well, we're getting to the interludes. This is the first book we've had that has interludes. I think it's the only book that Branson does. It has interludes, which probably is going to
confuse that book that we with that book that what's the one with all the short stories? I feel like that's the whole book of interludes.
Arcanum Unbound. Yeah, Arcanum Unbound.
It's just like Unbound. It's just like there's a bunch of interludes, right?
It is, yeah. But we have interludes within a book. So this is we got 3 of them. Not too long, but we're going to talk about each one of them because they might have something important.
They are pretty short.
They are pretty short. But the thing about the interludes, and I'll give you this, a lot of them are kind of what else is going on in Roshar and the overarching Cosmere, if that makes sense. Like,
I like them. They're cool.
Yeah. And you get to learn a little bit of different cultures too, because this is definitely a whole different culture too. Here, it's you have we're at the Pure Lake, which is let me see if I find a map of Roshar. I got Wooden Truth right here. I think it has a map in the very beginning. Somewhere.
I feel like was there a map included as one of the images for this book? Because I know they included a PDF and I downloaded it, but
so the Pure Lake's the big one right in the middle. Right, hold on, right there. There's the Pure Lake. It's right in the middle.
Okay. It's really cool. Alan, can you hold that map again? Just use those muscles. I know it's hard lifting.
I know this thing is so heavy.
It looks so cool. It's like the whole world looks like the eye of a hurricane.
I think it looks like a dragon.
You think it looks like a dragon?
Yeah, it looks like a sleeping dragon to me, like it's curled up.
It's got like
Do you think
tail.
there's dragons in the Cosmere? Do you think there's dragons in the Cosmere?
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm gonna say no, but that's only because I feel like there would have been evidence of it by now, or somebody would have said something about it. Like, what's this? What's the series we were just talking about like last week? The other, oh my gosh, the one that has like,
Fourth Wing?
No, I don't think that was it.
That was on the wheel reads. Sorry, they all were together.
That was about dragons.
Yeah, because Chris read Fourth Wing,
and it's got an abbreviation. Yeah. It's got a what's the abbreviation? Anyway, it's the one. It's like they like do like we talked about the dragon sex and stuff. That's
Fourth Wing.
Is that what it's called? No,
Fourth Wing has the dragon sex. Akatar.
Akatar. Thank you. That's
fairy sex.
And then Fourth Wing.
But I'm saying that's the series, though, right? Akatar, right?
Yeah, but that's fairy sex. That's not dragon sex.
There's not dragon sex in that. Okay.
No, that's all
I mean,
fairies.
I'm not gonna spoil it for you. I'm not gonna say yes or no.
Yeah, that's fairies.
Oh, I'm not gonna read that.
Dragon sex is
I mean, if I read that, it's gonna be like 10 years from now, and I promise you, I will not remember.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna read that and be like, "Man, Tree sure did ruin this whole thing for me."
Okay.
That's never going to happen because I will not remember that.
I'm reading it. This is actually my second time through because I'm reading it with a friend, which is awkward in times because we literally listen to it together at the same time. Not like she listens to a chapter and then she tells me, "Oh, that was
what is it?
smutty.
A crown of thorns and roses or something like that?
Oh, there you go.
A court of thorns and roses.
A court.
Yeah.
So
it did include the map in the PDF.
It's not bad, but it's also not my most favorite thing ever. That book. It's a whatever book.
Sure.
Akatar.
I like this. Yeah, so the map is actually pretty freaking cool.
It's cool.
It is it's a really cool map.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's well done.
Refer back to it. Thing's gigantic. It's like
Well, it's easier. Yeah, Alan, it's easier. Just put it on a tablet, man.
I'm going to. I'm not reading the actual. I listen to Audible. I just got this for the book. Actually, it's a hardcover, just for bookshelf look art. All my hardcovers I don't actually read. So if you look at a map of Roshar, Kolinar.
All right, let me get my freaking book too. God.
Kolinar is all the way to the east. And then you have Shinovar, which is all the way to the west. Then you have Pure Lake. And then the Shattered Plains, the Unclaimed Hills. I think it's somewhere towards the middle. Shattered Plains. Horn Eater Peaks. Shattered Plains. Oh, it's Shattered Plains is the east, down south. So go to the Frostlands. Down towards the southeast, the Shattered Plains. Anyway, Pure Lake's pretty much over towards the west, and that's where we are. None of this really matters for this little bit about Ishik, but I just like maps a lot.
Yeah.
So,
okay, I have mine now. Alan, what were we talking about? Where
Shinovar is, where the Pure Lake is, where Kolinar is, where the Shattered Plains are, all that good stuff.
It's really hard to see on this one.
Okay. Yeah.
Mine's tiny and blurry.
Blurry. Okay. Well, Pure Lake's right in the middle. It's a really gigantic lake. Like they explain how big it is. It's big. It's a big lake. It's like an ocean. But it's all shallow. Like most of it's only like knee deep. Now you guys are lost in maps.
I know.
I'm looking at both you guys with head down, like looking at the map.
Yeah,
like, I'm just looking at this map the rest of the episode.
Looking at all this stuff because even though I don't know what some of these things are, it's like I like the detail. Right. It's just interesting. Like how it's like all laid out and.
The Pure Lake sounds so beautiful.
It's huge. Not even with an H. No H, just huge.
Sounds like a great place to vacation.
Yeah. Being a shallow lake, it reminds me of that lake in, is it Bolivia? Hold on.
Someone saw my hand. Oh no. Yeah, my glove's gone now.
You are dedicated to this hand coverage situation, aren't you?
Now. It's over.
Oh my goodness.
That was fun while that lasted.
I am glad you're not having to cut up a steak right now. You'd be struggling.
Let me share a screen. This is there's a lake. It's a salt lake in Bolivia that's all like ankle deep the entire lake is. Now, no one lives next to salt, but it stays so still that there's lots of cool pictures. Of course, it's one place that I've always wanted to visit. Let me show you, like where it looks like you're walking on water because it's like so pretty. Yeah. Anyway,
that's like that. That place where what is it called, the moving stones or whatever, but actually when it rains there, which is how the stones are moving, because it actually it gets just wet enough that it turns to ice, and then the ice has enough frictionless surface that all the stones start moving, so then the stones move with the wind, and that's the reason why it has these like trails, and they didn't understand how that worked for like decades. They were like, how are these stones moving? Anyway, but I hear that when there's actually water buildup there, it actually looks just like that. It's like completely flat, and it's like this endless, like, seems like you're like walking on like glass, basically. So,
exactly. So Pure Lake, it doesn't get much more than like knee deep, but there's fish in there, and we get Ishik, who's a fisherman, and they have basically an entire like religion based around fish, because they catch different kind of fish in their omens, and they mean different things, and you give fish to mean different things, and some are for health, some are for like cursing people, and all sorts of fish. And they move slow. Pure Lakers move slow because nothing's wrong ever in the Pure Lake. Everything's always great. And it's just a slow lifestyle where you just go fishing all day long and really don't have much of ways of worries. Yep. He actually stops and talks to one of the locals who's walking through on the way to the village. He's like, "Oh, no hurry. Hi, how you doing?" Talks about how I guess there's a local woman that's attempting to try to get him married. He's like, "I'm not trying to get married, man. She won't let me fish. She'll make me stop fishing."
Catch a fisherman.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. That sounds like work. Marrying her for years of trying to get him, in her debt. No, just I'd rather fish. So he's fishing. He has following the brief conversation with Mabe. Ishik goes to meet with a group of foreigners. There's some foreigners that showed up. They get questions. Obviously, it's a fun little interaction because, like, obviously it's not the real names. Like Blunt and Grump and Thinker is what he calls them. Like, he nicknames them all because they won't give them his real names. Like, well, if you're not going to give me real names, I'll give you names. Like, just give you whatever names I want. So these three guys, and they're looking for someone. They're like, "Hey, have you seen this guy? His name's Hoyd. You seen a guy named Hoyd? Hoyd.
Never heard of him."
Yep. Now, do you think we've met some of these characters?
Do I?
Hoyd.
Okay. Hoyd, yes.
I mean, the characters that we run into. You're talking about either the three or Ishik?
Yeah, the three. Do you think the three characters are Ishik? Do you think any of them are people that we met?
I hadn't until you asked us that question. Now I think obviously we met.
It's a loaded question, right?
Obviously. I don't know where or how or who, but
so I would say so far in what we've read, we've met two of them. I'll tell you that much. I'm not going to tell you their real names. You've met two of the three.
What? Where? When?
Different books.
Which books?
These are all world hoppers, is what we call them. One from Mistborn, one from Elantris.
Yeah, but see, that's okay. So that to me,
the third's from White Sand. So I don't know when we're going to read White Sand, but that's so based on what you just said, the only reason you know that is because something else has told you that. There's no context clues that you could ever. No, this is all from a Brand Station interview.
Yeah, because
that's ridiculous.
Because there's not nearly enough details based on what we read in this chapter. This little interlude.
So I guess it's not spoilery because that's all from an interview. So I guess I can tell you who they are. I mean,
right.
It's not spoilery. Yeah,
and I love the fact that that's true, but there's no way you could have just
So that out. One of them is Galadon.
What?
From Cell, from Elantris.
What?
Yeah, one of them's Galadon. One of them's Demu. One of them's Demu from Kelsier, one of the captains.
Oh my gosh, I don't remember Demu.
Okay, no.
And the third one's from White Sand.
Okay.
What?
Fine. Fine. Galadin, maybe. Demu, get out of here. Why? That makes no sense.
Who the heck even is Demu?
Okay, Demu was the guy that was kind of like the captain guy from
Mistborn Era 1.
Mistborn series. And no. And he had kind of a French kind of accent on the audiobooks and stuff.
Yeah.
There is no way I would have ever picked it up that that's Demu.
I don't even remember that person at all.
No way. Nope.
Yeah.
Sorry. Nope.
So
you could have given me 1,000 years and I would have never figured out that one of them was Demu. No,
that's ridiculous, Alan. Who told you this?
That's actually from. Let's see. Let me look at the footnote. Because actually,
Brandon Sanderson had to come down with his God hand and say, "You are Demu."
Yeah. Footnotes. From.
And you are Galadin. Galadin? Seriously? Okay. All right.
From a book signing. So there was two of them from the same book signing that happened in 2011, and the third one he confirmed in another book signing in 2014. So it was during an interview during book signings. So that's.
But it's interesting too. I mean, so to make a reference, so he brought in somebody from Elantris, which you're saying Elantris is from the same planetary system.
No, no, not at all.
Oh.
Not okay. So I mean, because this system is completely different than the planetary system that Elantris is at.
Correct, and different.
And that's completely different than where Mistborn is at. That's whole different. So these, okay, all right. Just make sure I'm not missing something here. I'm like, how did they? What and what? Okay.
So if I've only read Mistborn, and I don't.
Yeah,
remember,
my brain just.
You don't remember Demu. So Demu is the young captain that meets down. They meet in the caves, and the very first time Kelsier challenges him to fight the big guy in the caves and helps him out to win the fight, and then later becomes like a general in Kelsier's army towards the end. That's Demu.
Yeah, Demu's good people. I like Demu.
Good people. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're looking for this guy named.
So this was like the third book of the first era that he showed up.
No, he showed up in
book one.
Character.
He shows up in like right. I mean, I would say halfway through the first book.
Yeah, he shows up pretty early in the first book.
I mean, it's pretty early on.
I think I know who you're talking about now. I don't want to give spoilers for anyone who hasn't read Mistborn either.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we're third season in, so hopefully.
Well, I know, but we have, but other people might just be chiming into Stormlight Land and haven't done Mistborn.
Oh, sure. So if you guys can go back and listen to our previous,
go back.
Go listen to season 1 of this podcast.
Kind of a minor spoiler, but we've kind of already seen Hoid multiple times in different worlds, so we know they're people that can move between worlds.
Yes. Now
they're called world hoppers.
Hoid in Mistborn was it was really surreptitious. You did not know what the deal was with him,
right?
But he had a role though.
Oh yeah, 100%.
A very specific role in Mistborn, and in Elantris, he just kind of pops in and then pops out. That's about
I don't remember him in Elantris at all. I remember him in Mistborn.
So he at the end of Elantris, he shows up. He's as a beggar and starts helping out. And then the postscript of Elantris, he goes into the lake, and after talking to
pops in, and he has. It looks like he has his own Sion.
Yes,
I call it a Sion-like thing because it's not quite explained the same way, but it is an orb. But it's kind of a little different. It's just a little off. So it's like his own variation of a Sion, basically.
Interesting.
I mean, but in the first one though, in Mistborn though, he actually has a role. He actually interacts, and he gives information.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So,
but I didn't pick it out on my own. Someone told me that was who that was. I was like, because I didn't know.
Alan had to tell us. He told us somebody was going to be world hopping, and he told us who, and then once he told us the name, then I went back and looked at it, and I was like, sure enough, he actually had a bit of a role because he was giving Kelsier insider information.
Yeah, I don't Mistborn Era 1 takes anybody knows who he is.
Mistborn Era 1 takes place about 400-500 years before this book. And the launch is even further, and White Sands even further back. So there's 3 characters from that long ago.
None of this makes any sense to me. Does it make sense to you now,
The
Alan?
Cosmere's. I know. I've read enough that it makes complete sense to me. Yeah. So later you kind of start to figure some of the stuff out.
This makes no sense. And there's no like, okay, so if Hoyd hopped around these books and had some sort of physical trait or something that you could be like, there he is. But like, I don't think there is, at least not from what I've read so far, that there's no way to know who this person is.
Well, so far he's named every time, right?
No.
Isn't Hoyd always referred to by name?
I don't think so.
He's referred to by name in Elantris. He's definitely referred to by name in
Elantris. He's referred to by name in the
he's
first
referred
book.
In Mistborn, he's referred to by name.
In the first book. In the third book, when he shows back up in the third book, he's not named. But
they don't say his name, but you're kind of got to pick it up based on context clues.
Context clues, that's him.
Yeah. So it's a little unfair. Oh well.
Yeah. So there's some interesting stuff happening here, and that's all I'm going to leave it at that.
So so now the curious, and of course, you know, the thing I need the whole book about Hoyd, right? Is there like the Hoyd novel?
The book of Hoyd.
Good luck. Good luck. I've asked so many questions. I've asked Brandon Sanderson's Lord Keeper at Jordan Con about Hoyd, and they will not tell you shit.
Of course they won't. Why would they be like, well, okay, since you're cool people, come on over. I'm gonna tell you
Alan,
something.
I think you and I were together when we ran into that person.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're like, ask a question and we'll give you a ribbon, because at Jordan Con you collect ribbons for your badge, right? And so
I was with you. Yeah.
Give you a ribbon if you ask
and my question was, who's Hoyd?
Yeah.
And she looks at me.
Mine was
just a person in the books. I'm like,
somebody's favorite hat.
You said, wait, what was your question for you?
Who is someone's favorite hat? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I can't say it yet because it's from the next.
Okay.
Okay, got it. All right, no spoilers. Got it.
Yeah.
Mine was who actually is Hoyd, and
who is Hoyd?
The answer was.
I just watched your face go.
Yeah, just went completely blank, and I was just like, and she like had that smirk too. I'm like,
she said Hoyd is a character in
the Cosmere. Like,
and it was so good, that answer.
It is a good answer, but it also I like the fact that it gives the illusion that they really do have long range plans. They just haven't been divulged yet. And I appreciate that, because what I don't like is this whole idea of like, oh, we don't really know what we're doing, so we're gonna play it off like we actually have these like long plans. I was like, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, right? This is no spoiler. You'll learn a lot more about Hoyd. But not enough. Never enough.
Yeah. Right. Well, even now it's been snippets. He comes in, he like shows up. He says he doesn't really give any real important critical information about him, his character, his origins, nothing. Nope. It's just about what's happening in that moment. Other than when he showed up in Elantris, he was looking to see if something had occurred. It didn't. Or he didn't see evidence of it, and then he just like left through a portal. Oh, that's right. He's got portal magic.
Well, at the very end too, the funny interaction with him and his Sion is they talk or whatever. It's like, you should settle down and just start dating someone. It's like, find someone your age. He goes, I doubt I can find that.
Well, we kind of get that.
It's like, it's actually there's only one other person that's my age on this planet, and we don't really get along. So I think it was his answer.
Yeah, unless this guy is able to travel through time, which is possible. I would assume he's probably pretty old, because you've told us before that these books all happen over, I'm gonna say conservatively, eons.
Boyd is a cool guy.
He does seem pretty calm, cool, and collected. But think about it: anybody who's of a certain age is pretty calm, cool, and collected, because you've seen everything.
Or crazy.
I can handle. Yeah, I can handle any situation.
You got two ways with that. You go crazy, or you, I chill out.
Yeah, that's true. You could go crazy.
That's one of the two. So anything from this interaction? I know I just kind of dropped a bombshell on probably a lot of the listeners too, because this is not ever written anywhere. It's from an interview with Brandon Sanderson. So dropped a bombshell of who these people are. And the third one, we'll meet when we do White Sands, and I'll point them out when we do White Sands.
I like Ishik.
Ishik is fun. I like it. I like the religion too. Like they have this whole religion where they worship a god, but then all I talk about him because like his brother will get jealous, so they fake worship his brother.
It's really fun. You're like, well, you can't obviously say that.
You can't actually obviously say that we worship him because the brother get jealous. So we worship the brother, but we don't really worship him. We just act like we do, so he won't get angry.
Dang foreigners! Don't they know anything?
Don't know anything about religion.
I like any time that someone's playing coy with a lady. You know, he's like, I can't be caught like that, lady. I can't be in your debt, lady, ma'am. No.
You can't catch a fisherman.
I'm a lone wolf. You can't catch me.
It's hard to fish when you have a wife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
I need to go with the tides.
That's right. I gotta float out, float in.
Yeah.
Yes, I love their little fisher language. It reminds me of, that one character from Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
The
fish
fish
character. Wait, which
fish
character?
guts?
Swan.
Fish guts. Swan.
Oh, okay.
Where everything is like every swear and everything's like a relation back to fish.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anything from Interlude 1 before we move to Non-Balat? Interlude 2.
No, not
Is that what's called? Non-Balat. I forgot.
Non-Balat.
I thought they were all named after the people.
Yeah, Non-Balat
is
his name. Is a person.
I thought his name was. His name was Balat something.
Balat Devar. Like Treeland Devar, but Balat Devar.
Treeland Devar. Yeah.
Like Shalon Devar.
So what is the non?
Wait, right. I'm sorry. I'm really confused. What was the non about then?
I think it's like a
is it non like NON? Is it like
NAN? And not it's a title like
I thought it was NAA.
Oh, it's a title. Okay.
No, it's an NAN.
In programming, when it's NAN, that means there's an error because it means not a number.
Non is a title. So like Mr.
Okay.
Like Mr.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
I might have missed that, by the way. I mean, I may have just.
No, I don't think it's explained here, but
okay, this is a really short one, and so I could have easily missed.
So Balat is Shalon's brother. I don't know if you got that from this.
Older
brother. Shalon from the first part of the book that was trying to meet with Nyasna.
And he's injured.
He likes to torture animals.
Yeah. That was a little hard to listen to. That was but he's the injured brother that was referenced to earlier. So
but they haven't seen in a while. Yeah, so this is like kind of like a flashback.
Okay,
because he's reflecting on how Shalon is doing most of the work to save their family. I guess it's about the same time, but like he's thinking about that, like where she's trying to save the family.
We get some background on the Pops. Pops was not a nice dude. Pops put these boys through some torture. Sounds like so. That was my takeaway from this chapter. Was like he's doing these crabs with probably the kind of stuff that his dad did to him. Some torturous nonsense, and he's like taking out on other animals and things.
Yeah, he's definitely got some psychopathic
serial killer vibes.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I really feel bad for the guy. I mean, I'll be honest. I finished this and I was like, this chapter, and I was like, I was like, man,
empathy for those.
Yeah,
creatures.
This guy is definitely he's went through some things.
Yeah, so he's back at home trying to manage the estate while his sister's away trying to save the family. He does admit he has some resentment of Shalon, because she was the only one her father never got angry at and never really abused. So but as he's going through all those thoughts, he is interrupted by Wickham, another brother, and it just comes and says they have a big problem, and that's kind of how we end this.
Yeah, and it just ends abruptly. Now I'm trying to, when they talked about the pet thing that also was kind of eating on a crab, and it described it having. It said it had like multiple like kind of legs on the front of it. I can't visualize what this animal looks like. So
Axon.
Yeah,
I can pull it Axon.
I was gonna say because I'm not allowed.
I was gonna draw it actually when I.
Oh really? So you know exactly what it looks like.
It'd be cool to do a sketch of what I think an axe hound looks like based on this description.
Man,
but
I kind of want you to not show the picture.
They aren't that pretty of creatures. So let's go ahead and show you a good
Tree. Close your eyes because I still want to see your interpretation.
Okay.
An axe hound.
That's kind of close to what I thought. Okay, got it. All right, you can hide that now, so that way. Again, I want to see Tree's sketch. Okay, Tree is hidden. But I want to see what your interpretation is because what the picture was, it came pretty close to what I was thinking.
Yeah. I imagine them kind of like, I'll just draw it. And then we'll show it next time.
Yeah, please do. I'd really be curious because
I have thought about
going into AI and telling it what I thought it was going to look like and see if it could create an image that was close to what I was thinking.
Not cute like a dog. And this is a shawl.
I don't imagine them cute. No.
So because the way they describe the shell kind of.
So a shawl. You see
these are the
cremlings. There's the cremlings on it. That's a shawl with the cremlings on it. And there's like the little like antenna like.
Everything in this world
is crab. You see the eyes. Everything's a crab in this world. Yes, 100%. Everything's a crab. Lots of exoskeletons. There is giant storms. The animals that survive the best have hard shells to protect themselves. So pretty much everything is crustacean.
And remind me again, what was the monster that we heard about in the very
chasm fiend?
No. In the very first chapter.
Oh, the very first chapter? That's Thunderclass. It's like
the prologue. Thunderclass.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Thunderclass, yeah.
I mean, that thing is still stuck with me. I'm like, I loved like the image of this beast, this behemoth. And it's not even the thing that's the drawing they gave us in the PDF for the book. It's like completely different, you said. So
okay, I have a theory.
Starlight humor. If it's not a crab, it could be a chicken.
What? This is like Final Fantasy humor. Now.
That's chocobo.
It's a chocobo. I love it.
Because there are chickens in Roshar. There are chickens.
Oh, nice. Okay, I could dig. Again, Final Fantasy. Let's go.
Yeah. I have a theory, but it's probably wackadoodle.
So. At this rate, I don't think anything you could say is more wackadoodle than what the universe already is.
That's true.
By the way, wackadoodle is still a great word.
Wackadoodle?
Yeah, it just rolls off the tongue. It rolls off the tongue so well. Wackadoodle.
Oh, poppycock.
It's like its own song, you know?
So crustaceans. Everything is crustacean in this world.
Crab.
Isn't that that's a theory? What is that? The crab theory. That all shoot, I'm gonna mangle this. There's a theory that says that on any given world at some point in time, everything evolves into a crab.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like something's got armor, it protects itself. I mean, they're resilient in water or in land. Blah 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 blah. So it's like this crab evolution theory. I really wish I know I'm like butchering this thing, but
everything turns into a lobster eventually.
Is that what it is? Is it lobster? Is not crab? Am I getting it mixed up? Okay,
still crustacean.
That's possible. That's still
crabs
possible.
Can regrow all of their limbs.
So supposedly, that's the reason why people are like crabs are like the best.
Crabs are bad. No, crabs are delicious.
The end of all evolution is you turn into a crab.
Yeah. Crabs are pretty amazing.
Crabs are delicious.
Actually.
Crabs are crazy. Yeah.
We live in Virginia where soft shell crabs are a thing. Soft shell crabs.
Oh my gosh. Okay, maybe I do have to tell you something. So this week I went to the Christmas market in Toronto with one of my friends and hung out with, a couple other friends. And they had a sushi taco where the outside shell was like one of those seaweed, like the nori shells, and panko that's been deep fried, so it was hard. And then they filled it with rice and like the imitation crab, and then an entire soft shell crab on top.
They mix imitation and real crab.
Yes.
In case anyone doesn't know what soft shell crabs look like, this is a soft shell crab.
Yes.
It is basically you take the whole crab when it shedded its shell, so it's all soft. And you just hit the entire thing and you fry it up in batter and eat the whole thing whole. And it's delicious.
That's exactly what happened.
Now, what I don't
and it was like covered in sauce.
Tree, how did you eat it with the mitten on, though?
Well, that's a feminine arts secret.
Wow. Did you have to like put up a fan or something and eat behind the fan? You were like,
about my safe hand today, and I don't know if I'm entirely comfortable with where this is going.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not go.
Let's keep it.
Let's keep it PG.
Keep it PG.
We're keeping it PG.
It was freaking delicious. So
I mean, that sounds really interesting. I don't know how they came up with the concept, but I mean, I'm intrigued.
Sushi tacos. They had like a bunch of other ones too, like
so it was in
spicy
Canada?
salmon and.
Was this in Canada?
Yeah, it was in Toronto.
You can get soft-shell crabs in Canada? I thought that was like a very much a Maryland, Virginia delicacy.
I don't think so because
okay.
Where was
we have a lot of crabs here actually.
I know, but like the Chesapeake blue crabs, like it's
of course, because you can get crabs at like any waterway.
But like Chesapeake blue crab, like it's weird. Like I always.
It's not like an oceanside crab. It is a food truck in Toronto Christmas market crabs that was deep fried. So
nice.
It was really good. I'm not gonna look too hard into where this crab came from.
Soft-shell crabs, Louisiana. I guess soft-shell crabs.
They soft-shell
too. Yeah.
They have soft-shell crabs in Florida. I remember that. I mean, it was just like not everywhere, but what they're different though. They're smaller.
Is the blue crab actually blue? Yes, they have blue in them.
They are blue. Yep, they are actually blue. It's not like deep blue, but it's like a light tint blue. It's like a blue-gray kind of thing.
Let me see if I can find a picture of one that's not cooked because they're all orange when they're cooked.
What they eat, right? Like they eat a certain algae that's blue.
Yeah, I'll show you.
I don't know.
I'll show you a picture.
I wish I knew the answer to that.
I don't know.
That's something good to know for trivia. So
I might be mixing all of my like marine knowledge all together.
So we can catch these in like literally down the street all the time. Just blue crabs. Let's see. Sure. So it's just blue crab. So yeah, they're pretty.
It's so pretty.
Okay, it's just because of the pigment in their shell.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with what they eat. That's pig. Yeah.
And of course, blue is a very rare pigment. I mean, in general. I mean, when I say pigment, that's not really the right term, but it's a very rare occurring color.
Yeah, no pigment.
You can get some that are like really vibrant, like this one.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful.
Whoa, that's really blue. That's like azure almost. Yeah. Yes, that is really nice. But as you can see, the whole thing isn't like a deep blue. It's like there'll be parts of it that are blue.
just parts are blue.
So it's blue gray essentially.
When you cook them up, they all turn orange. So yeah, they all turn. they look like this when you cook them up.
Yep, it's like lobster. So lobsters are like gray, kind of white, and then they turn red, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't be a concert podcast if we don't talk about crustaceans for like 30 minutes.
7 hours.
We have snow crabs here.
We've talked about food so much on this podcast, by the way.
What?
Which is not a bad thing. I'm not hating on that. That's not a problem.
So we ready to talk about Seth's son? Seth's son Villano.
What are you trying to say? Are we ready to talk about
son Villano, Truthless of Shinovar?
Oh, okay. You're trying to put the whole name. Okay, yes. Let's talk about Zeth.
Okay.
Yes, let's talk about Zeth.
I love how the whole non-Balat chapter just glazed over everything to do with Shalon and their family and just turned into crabs.
Yes.
Crabs.
I mean, other than we talked about daddy issues.
Yeah,
I did bring that up though. So we locked into the major thing, which is daddy was not a good person as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that we needed to. I mean, daddy was robbing Peter to pay Paul, so we know daddy was not on the up and up anyway. So, and that was well established.
Daddy was not playing the money game well at all. He was he was
kicking that can down the road.
Yeah. Right. So, Interlude 3, the glory of ignorance. The glory of ignorance. And boy, do we have some ignorant people in this chapter.
The glory of ignorance. I didn't even think about the fact that that's the chapter.
That's the title of it. Yeah.
So, whose ignorance are we?
I'm guessing the cut purse.
His previous owner.
Are the new owner.
The new owner could be
is also ignorant too. Like I mean, it's all ignorant.
Yeah, this one caught me, by the way. This chapter.
Yeah,
I mean, because the last two chapters have been kind of like, oh, I'm just reminiscing about some stuff, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
This chapter was like
this one we get to learn a little bit more about the.
It's a brutal chapter.
It's a
brutal chapter. Real talk. So
Zeth. Poor boy Zeth. I know he assassinated King, and we loved the King.
Was the assassin. You would think he'd be like.
He's
done nothing on his own accord. This was not his doing. Like he's truthless.
This is really a sad life for a person.
Yeah.
Extremely sad life for somebody. I mean, he kills in the name of, and then was told explicitly that when he killed the king, to make it so, obvious that it was him. Make sure that he's seen. Make sure he's wearing. I think he's wearing white, right?
White.
Yeah, he's wearing white.
Yeah. So he had to be so conspicuous that it's like you could, point him out of crowd. And you're just like, that's him right there. That kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So it puts him in such a terrible position after the assassination. And now we find out, forget assassination, he's just living like this cursed life, essentially.
Yeah, he's been sold from place to place to place, and just keeps on going down the lower and lower stations. And now some random poor traveling merchant happened to buy him, I guess swindle him for a chance, I think it was.
Yeah, a game of chance.
And he's now owned by this guy, this traveling guy. He's in a minor town. He's going to the bar to show off his thing. And he's he doesn't know how to use this guy. He just uses him to get free drinks, pretty much.
This guy has skills on skills on skills.
Right.
I mean, and it's like his owners have. I'm going to use the term owners, but they have no idea what he can do for them and what his capabilities are.
Well, he talks about that too.
Insane.
Well, he talks about that too. Most of his owners don't feel uncomfortable because they're poor people that not used to owning people. So they feel uncomfortable because this guy's like a light eyes and like an old man, talks like an old man, but
right, because when he talks, they were like, "Oh, he talks like what?"
Yeah,
and he's like, "Yeah, he talks like people." Yeah. How about that?
Yeah, that's like rich folk.
Like he talks like rich folk. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. This guy's basically the rickety cricket of that series.
Also from Newport News.
Yeah, man, Hornsby. Anyway, he was David Hornsby. Up here, and now he is just way down here, and you're like, "Holy cow!" How'd you get
David Hornsby's cousin, Dorn Hornsby, grew up 2 doors down from me. So rickety from It's Always Sunny, Dorn Hornsby grew up 2 doors down from me. So I never met. I might have met him growing up. I don't know. Because family over all the time.
He just seems like nice people, though.
He is.
I mean, I've watched him.
I've seen on the show. I mean, but the family's nice. The Hornsbys are great.
Oh, I've just watched. I mean, I've seen him on the podcast numerous times.
Also related to Bruce Hornsby.
Right, which I didn't know that until you brought that up on the podcast, and then I looked it up, and sure enough, I was like, "Holy cow!"
Changes.
That's what happened last time we talked about on this podcast. You started singing the song, and then I couldn't get the song out of my head. So thank you for doing that again.
Yeah, Bruce Hornsby. Yeah. Anyway, all from our hometown. Yep. But yeah, David Hornsby grew up in our town, and then went off to LA to become a producer, and then eventually become Ricky Cricket on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And married Emily Deschanel. He's married to Zoe Deschanel's older sister.
Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
Yeah.
He's in that fam.
Anyway, small world. 6 degrees. Kevin Bacon. There you go.
There you go.
Right back at you. So yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Zeth he's talking.
So he tells his little lie story. The guy tells his little lie story about how he got Zeth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Zeth, of course, being the truly diligent servant, is like, "Yep, that's what the man said."
And he's like, "So why do you own this guy?" He's like, "Well, check out what he can do. Check this out. Hey, grab his beer, pour it over his head. It's like, hey, dude, that's my beer." Like, no, don't do whatever it says.
And he's like, "Cut your arm up."
And he starts slicing his arm up. Like,
here I go fleeing again.
Yep. Like it was nothing.
No, like it was nothing. Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, "Cut your throat." And the guy's like, don't make him do that. But because he didn't actually rescind the order, he was like, And then he's like, I can't take my own life.
Yeah, he tells him, I can't take my own life.
He has 2 rules, and that's one of them. The other one he never tells anybody.
He doesn't tell the other rule because he doesn't want anybody to know he has a shard blade.
He doesn't want him to know. He's like, I don't want you to know my pimp hand.
Yeah, I mean, the others are shocked by this, but they're like, well, you can make him do anything. You make him go work the mines for you. You can sit around and do nothing. Like, that'd be awesome. Like, this is amazing. Like, why don't you do it?
Sounds like some basic stuff somebody would come up with. Make him work for you. No.
Yeah.
No, don't make him go work for you. Make him go out and, like, kill somebody and steal, like, all their fortune. That's what you have him do once you know the skill set.
I don't know if it's necessarily basic. I mean, make someone work for you. That's not necessarily basic.
Go work for you. That's so stupid.
Well, no, it's like the old hack. Like, I wish I knew this when I was younger, like playing Truth or Dare when you're like in middle school or whatever, and someone says Dare, and you think of something like really crazy from the Dare. You could have just said, "Go buy me a pizza." Such a great Dare.
Like something with actual value. Yes. I mean, but make him go work for you? I'm like,
played the game wrong my entire life. Like, Truth or Dare, Dare, buy you pizza. Yes. I can get fed.
The longer they hold on to him, the more things they'll think of. Sure.
Yeah.
Well, exactly.
But I get the impression it's like the monkey's paw thing. It's like it's never going to work out for you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Either it's going to get stolen, you're going to like make the wrong wish, something's going to happen. There's always a curse with the monkey's paw. There's a curse with something like this. So
yeah,
and we find out shortly.
And Zeth's even kind of disgusted by all of it. He's like, they could use me so much more in this, and they don't even know what they have. What are losers? Okay, let me do jumping jacks. Let me cut my wrist. So Zeth reveals that that he can't kill himself. The night passes on. They go through. Took's just telling his stories left and right. Apparently, he says he's just like traveling merchant that goes around everywhere, and Zeth knows he just kind of goes around this one big loop and doesn't really go anywhere else. And just goes from town to town, not really doing anything, but just getting free drinks everywhere because this guy just wants free drinks. And Took and Zeth leave. However, on the way out, a group of thugs come and take Took, and they take him out.
I like the description because like he just goes down. He doesn't understand why.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, he's leaking.
Yeah.
He's leaking. And then it's like, oh, he's bleeding. Oh, he's got a blade in his neck.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no, he's got that new blade and neck disease there. Going around.
Yeah.
The prospects are not looking good.
It's not looking good. It's the new COVID.
And they capture Zeth, and they think about selling him to slavers. Like, oh, what do I want to get for this guy? Like, I heard Shin people are really, really like good workers. So like, we probably can get a lot for the slavers. Like, we should go sell them. And then one of them picks up the oath stone, and as soon as he touches the stone, he's like, because you've now come possession of my stone, I have to tell you the rules of the stone. I'm obligated to tell you the rules of the stone. So I am now of your service. I can do what you do.
Yeah.
That's it. Just picked it up.
That sucks. So everything about this sucks so much. I hate it. I hate it. Because what?
I want to know how he ended up in this situation.
Because if the oath stone got dropped, you know what I'm thinking is Seth. I'm like, yoink, grab my own stone.
Yeah.
Right?
And then he's like walking free. But nope.
Just throw it in the ocean.
Anything tree. That's what I'm saying though.
There's gotta be some kind of
better than it's like, oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. He's oathbound, clearly.
Oathbound. And truthless.
But he
means.
He lives an honorable life, and we remember that even when it came to the assassination, and he was talking about what he was going to do during that whole assassination.
Right.
There were certain things that he's like, I have to stick to this. I have to do this. He is bound by certain codes. And
he's super religious, right?
Yes.
He was talking about
he's going to stick to those things adamantly, and I respect him for that. But still, he could have picked up that stone. Though. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, he even says like he doesn't shower and doesn't do anything because he figures that people won't
he hasn't
ask
showered, so he can't remember the last time he showered.
Because people won't ask much of him if he just looks like a a wretch, people will treat him like a wretch. So he's like, I'd rather that than people think I can actually do something.
Which
like
helped him get away.
I don't
with the assassination though.
But also he doesn't want to kill people. So like if he doesn't look the part, like hopefully they won't ask him to. And we learned both the rules of him. You know, he can't take his own life, and the other one that he doesn't tell him is they can't ask him to give away Sharpblade. Right, that's the other one. But
yep.
But this new thug, you know, he muses for a moment at all the possibilities, and that's how we end this chapter. He's just like, "Ooh, all the things I can do."
I know this guy. He's got the finger, the villain fingers.
Yeah. Yeah, Seth Son Villano is a very interesting character, but I am very excited to learn more about him.
About Zeth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really want to hear the coming of age of Zeth.
Yeah, I want to hear his past.
Yeah, I want to hear all about that. How did you get into this life, my guy?
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be fascinating.
Yeah.
So we need a Seth book and a Hoyd book.
Yep. A Seth book and a Hoyd book.
Yeah, and I wouldn't rate either one of those above the other. I kind of want both equally, to be dead honest with you. Yeah.
So you guys ready for part 2? The Illuminating Storms? Where we get to meet new characters again. So like, you know, hey, we got through all these different characters through the interludes. And then we get new characters.
Well, let's back up though, because I feel like the only character that was like kind of new and kind of, you know, off-putting was Ishik.
Ishik. Okay.
Ishik.
Yeah.
That was like kind of like, because it's like I don't see the connection at all. It's like it's basically standalone, right?
And you didn't even know that like 2 of the characters that you met, but you've known quite a lot from
right. But again, you only know that because you actually like, you know.
Yeah, we got the Hoyd drop.
You had the insider notes.
Yeah, insider notes from an interview.
Yeah, somebody dropped a phonograph at your house, and it said,
that's not mentioned in the books at all. That who they are. But
I mean, we did get that the fish are depleting.
Yes, we did. We did.
Like we did get that little world hint. Tidbit. If that is like connected to anything else. But.
Okay. That's a good point. I didn't. There's a lot about that chapter. I mean, a lot of that chapter went.
I mean, everything turns into crabs after all, so it makes sense.
See, that's true. There it is, crab evolution theory. I can't remember what it's called, but it's something like that. Crabevolution theory.
Crabevolution. Crabevolution.
That's gonna be my name for next episode. Crabevolution.
Crabevolution. All right, so the Illuminating Storms, Unity, chapter 12, Unity. And instead of doing death rattles for the epigraphs, we're going with we started a letter.
Obitugraph.
We started a letter.
Obitugraphs, yes.
So we're going to be reading a letter this next part. Now, not saying who's writing the letter and who the letter's to. I might give that away later, but it starts with old friend. I hope this missive finds you well. Though, as you are essentially immortal, I would guess that wellness on your part is something of a given.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, definitely not an obitugraph.
No. Definitely not an obitugraph. But it's definitely
I remember that when I listened to it, I was like, okay, this is like... There was another one that wasn't quite an obitugraph, but this one I was like, oh, this is like off the rails. It's not even close.
Yeah.
A letter to an immortal friend.
Yeah. Well, now that you're immortal, good for you.
Yeah. So.
Oh, it's right. It's called Crab Evolution Theory. Okay.
Yay.
Good deal.
Yeah, okay.
I like when I say something and I'm like, am I completely wrong? I'm not completely wrong.
Virtual high five.
Thank you. Boop. Only hands.
Only hands.
Oh no.
So we get introduced to a new character here. We get Adolin Colin. And Adolin is the son of Dalinar, who we briefly saw in the prologue to kill. He was drunk at the table. It mentions his name once. He was the brother of Gavilar. who in the prologue was drunk at the table and was kind of passed out. It mentions Dalinar, the name. And we meet Dalinar too in this chapter. And we also meet Elhokar, who is the son of Galavar, who is now the king.
Yep.
The King Elhokar. Those are the three main characters that we're working through this chapter. And they are going to go on a hunt of a chasm fiend.
I'm going to use the air quotes on hunt here. It's the equivalent of a fox hunt. And by the way, I know I'm getting ready to recount something that's really horrific and barbaric, but fox hunts were not like, oh, they go out and look for a fox. No, Virginia fox hunting used to be, I say Virginia fox hunting because it originated, didn't originate here, originated in England. But they basically take a fox, they break its leg, and then they put it out. So you know it's going to get, it's not going to get far. And then it's horrific. I mean, the dogs, they maul it.
I hate everything about that.
It is god awful, terrible. And it sounds like this is the same thing. They're going to find
But it's not quite a fox. Because
it is not a fox. But they put bait on I'm going to call it the crab bait. They put it on the crab bait.
On the crab bait, on the chawl,
And then the crab bait goes out, and then they have special arrows, spears. No, wait, like 3-finger wide spears. Yeah. And they,
they shoot giant arrows at
it. We can injure it.
Yeah.
And then, exactly. Imagine. And then it's like they had to have it specially strengthened.
Yeah.
Just so that way it could hold up to that type of.
That's insanity.
Yeah, exactly. And then once it's injured, then the king comes in. He's like, "Oh, pokey, God, die."
Slash.
Yes.
So they're using like Roman ballistas. If you don't know what a ballista is,
I do not know. What is a ballista?
Let me see. Ballista from Roman times. They're like giant bows with these like spears.
That's
except for makes more sense.
Yeah.
I thought they were smaller with these giant arrows, and because they said only shard bearers can.
Yeah, I think they are a little smaller than that.
They're smaller, but still,
that's the idea.
They're still like that. Okay, so you still have to be
imagine.
Like,
exactly. Again, 3-finger wide.
Yeah.
Yep. That's probably the best.
Which we learned a lot about shard plate in this chapter too.
We did. Yeah. Anyway, sorry about my little rant there, but they call it a hunt. And I'm like, whatever, guy.
Yeah. I think this is how all kings go hunting.
See, probably. Someone just said that. I just saw that and I was like, not King Baratheon.
Not King.
King Baratheon went for the hunt. Hey, wait. He was kind of poisoned.
Yeah.
Which is why he got killed.
Really? I thought he was just drunk.
No, he got poisoned. It's like they tainted the wine that he drank, which is why that was what Cersei did. She actually.
I did not catch that at all.
Go back and check into it. It's like
how'd they get the fox the first time? They trapped the foxes.
They trapped the foxes. So it's basically just a regular. Yep, just like a regular little trap.
They don't
it's
hunt
like
the foxes.
They trap.
Why are humans so awful?
Yeah.
Look, we're a lot less barbaric than we were. If that's any consolation helps.
It is a little bit helpful, but man,
we're a little bit less barbaric. I mean, some of the stuff that we do is that we have done as humans over years.
Man.
Oh my gosh, it's so god awful. Yeah. Anyway, sorry guys to be dour.
I mean, if you want to get into it, like how bullfights when the guy the Matador.
Let's not go into bullfights.
No,
guys.
Alan,
it's rough. It is so rough. That's the reason why they're now, thankfully, pretty much outlawed. Everywhere. Spain, Mexico, you name it. They're like,
not super fights anymore.
And there's these huge bullfight arenas in Mexico, in Spain that I went to. I mean, it eats up so much real estate, but because that it's so horrific and people are like, turned against it, they try to use it for everything else. But it's like it's this funky little oval. It's like, what are you gonna do with it?
Yeah,
it's too. You can't play soccer there. So it's like, You just have this oval, and they're like, "We do a movie night."
Yeah, it's a movie night with the bulls. Yeah, we should bullfights. Yeah,
that's not gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
So at least we're recognizing though that stuff is not acceptable. That's not cool.
And Adolin doesn't like it either. He's like, "This is stupid. Like, why are we doing this?"
Right?
Yeah, he's coming up. He's like, he's being the angsty teenager, but at the same time, he has some good points. He's like, "Why do we even do this? This is dumb. Like, it's not even fun. Like, there's no contest. You guys gonna pepper it full of arrows, and then we go up there and just like stick a sword into it. Like, we won!" And it's like, that's dumb. Like, it's not fun. There's no adrenaline. Like,
like again, I kind of wish I could have you replay exactly what you just did when we were describing it, and you were like, he went up and slash slash slash. I can't remember what you did. Well, what you did was the exact image in my mind of what the king does. Slash slash
stab stab. Yeah.
Stab. That's what you said. Stab. There it is. Thank you.
Yeah. Yep. So he's on the hunt. You have Dalinar, Renarin, Elhokar, and Sadeas and then Adolin. And they're the main characters that are out here. Yeah. On this hunt. Yeah, Adolin's complaining. Adolin's also troubled by Dalinar's recent increasingly strange behavior. Especially during high storms, he goes into like seizures and starts having rambling talks, and everybody thinks he's going mad. Meanwhile, Sadeas has been continually taunting Dalinar about recent successes, about his captures of gem hearts and things of that nature. Which we didn't really get into what a gem heart is yet, have we?
Well.
No.
Okay.
Sort of, but not.
Sort of. Yes, but we haven't. Yeah. Okay. Not. Okay. We'll get there. But they talk about gem hearts here, and which frustrates Adolin with Sadeas taunting him. If you don't remember the name Sadeas, Kaladin is a bridgeman in Sadeas' army. So if you remember when he got hired, it was in that scene when the slaver comes up, the girl that comes up to like buy him, she's representative of Sadeas.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I said that last week too.
The one who didn't want to be bothered. She's like, "Oh no."
Yeah. So she was a representative of Sadeas.
Something about sadist, Sadeas. How the names are similar and how
good reference.
Kaladin is part of Sadeas' army.
I can see the equivocation on that one. That makes sense.
Yeah.
He's kind of an asshole.
Yeah. So what do you think about these weird things that have happened to Dalinar? I know you just met this character. You probably don't have any thoughts about it yet, but I don't know if you had theory time or anything quite yet. But
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I
Adolin is not impressed.
What'd you say?
Adolin is not impressed with him from what we got from the chapter. He's just like, that freaking Sadeas.
Yeah. That's all I got.
This was Dalinar. So Dalinar's riding up by Elhokar and Sadeas. He's talking to Elhokar about a proper vantage point, and they kind of outlie where they are. They're near the camps, but they've spotted this chasm fiend for a few days, so they're trying to bait it. So they go through like how it's going to work out. So they have like one plateau where all like the spectators, and there's women there, and there's royalty, and they all have their little, I guess in their little sun umbrellas and little palanquins and all this stuff like that, and super fancy. Probably have a whole platter of food, and that's the observing plateau. And there's
like when they go on pheasant hunts in England, it's like all the ladies like back and have like tea and crumpets and stuff, and the guys out there shooting.
Exactly. And on the other plateau, they have a chawl that's just dangling bait around the edge of the chasm, and then like they're pouring blood down the sides and everything like that, trying to coax it to go up and go after the bait. And then once it's on that plateau chasing after the troll, they'll pepper it with arrows. And then once it's weak, they'll go over to the plateau with it and take it out. That's the idea. So they lay it all out how it's going to work.
By the way, where's the bridge? Where's the bridge cruise in this? I don't remember that being discussed
because they're not here. Yeah.
No.
So why is that? If this is the plains, this is the shattered plains, right?
So the plateaus that are close to camp have permanent bridges. So remember when
permanent bridges, got it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Because I was like, that was the part I could not get my head wrapped around.
Yeah.
So thank you for clarifying that.
They're permanent bridges. Yeah. So as they are coming up to some rock formation, Elhokar challenges Dalinar to a race and who can get to the vantage point the fastest. And this is a good old cinematic 90s scene. It's like, I'm gonna get you,
measuring
uncle.
contest. I can piss further than you.
Yeah. So they charge off. Dalinar decides to as well. They bet 5 bromes on who can beat him there. And Elgar takes off first. Dalinar races after him. Dalinar's definitely the better at it in the thrill company. It mentions the thrill of contest. He starts to get the thrill again. And they start climbing. They're making it. Does the whole entire scene where it paints it really well of how it's going back and forth. But Dalinar definitely takes the lead. And he's about to win. And he has a strange voice remembers a strange voice from his dreams, where he presumes that the Almighty, God Himself, told them you need to unite them, and realizes that
if you build it, they will come. Sorry, Field of Dreams reference. We're starred, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say Kevin Bacon. It's not Kevin Bacon. It's actually Kevin.
It's Kevin Costner.
Dang it. 6 degrees. Damn it.
6 degrees. I'm sure they've been in a movie together.
They probably have.
But yeah, unite them, and he hesitates, and Elhokar wins, and he's all snotty and crappy about it. So,
but that was actually a cool move, though. The when he gets up to he's climbing up, and then he gets to a spot where there's no more handholds that he can pull up to, and then he has to jump across. That was actually a bold move, Cotton. And he had to jump over to that. I was like, that's actually shows some chutzpah, because for him to be that high up and make that type of maneuver, of course, now we understand that he's actually got that armor. He wouldn't have gotten damaged if he had fallen anyway, probably. But still, I appreciate the fact that he went for it. So he really put his all into it. So I was like, okay, you're not just like, let me win, and not really put much effort. He really went all out. So my little side note there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is nice, because it doesn't feel as good if the other person let you win,
Right. You got to put some effort into it. I mean, he didn't still let him win, but it's not like he didn't put the effort in. I mean, he really, he went for it. So good on him.
Okay. Let me see. I was looking up what movie was both Kevin Costner and JFK. It was JFK. It was JFK from 1991. Kevin Costner and Kevin Bacon.
Oh, Oliver Stone joint. Yeah,
Oliver
that's
Stone.
right. They both were in that. Yep.
Yeah, they both were in that. So very sure. Kevin Costner, Kevin Bacon.
Nice. I knew they had to be in the same movie. They had to.
There's one movie, 1991.
Yeah. Good deal.
But yeah, so helps them up. Adolin's watching their return. And they're I guess circling the watching the Chols in the different areas. So
and he jumps down by the way from the top of that thing and does a superhero landing at the
bottom. Because he has the shard plate on, so he can do
shard plate on.
They can do the Iron Man landing.
Yeah, the Iron Man. There it is.
Yeah. Which I picture shard plate a lot like Iron Man armor.
That's the only way I think of this thing. Of course, I'm a comic book nerd. So that's all I could think of the whole time. Is Iron Man armor?
Is Iron Man armor? Yeah.
Like which Mark is it? Mark 34?
Probably a little bulkier. More like knight armor.
Actually, I mean, it's got more plates to it. It's not as smooth.
Yeah,
it's kind of a scale kind of.
Yeah, it looks more like hold on, I got an image. It looks more like a juggernaut.
Everything's crab.
Here we go.
Yeah,
it's all crabs.
Interlocking
it's all crabs.
Plates, they say, right?
Interlocking plates.
Yes.
So it's like this.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of Iron Man-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Still be crazy to have something like that charging at you. Running full speed.
I'll pass. Yeah. Especially with their 16-foot freaking shard blades.
Yeah. With their giant Final Fantasy blades.
Yes.
The Sephiroth joint.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, what do you think about Dalinar and Elhokar's relationship as uncle and nephew? You think they have what do you think?
Besties.
I don't know.
You didn't really pick up anything?
No, nothing yet. I feel like it's tenuous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about the only thing I really picked up.
Yeah. I thought it was nice. Like it seems like from this chapter, like Elhokar almost looks up to Dalinar like a dad a little bit. That's kind of what I got. Like he's really close to his to his uncle, right? Like they went on this thing together, and Dalinar is pumping him up and saying a lot of people might not like him, but I think he's a good kid, and
Yeah.
He still calls him a kid even though he's 27.
That's the reason. Yeah, so that's the reason I think on a surface level that's what he's trying to say, but I'm like, I really feel like deep down it's not quite that respectful.
Is a chasm fiend bigger than a moose? Yes, much bigger than a moose. Moose are really big, but
yes.
But no, a chasm fiend is a lot bigger.
A moose went bit to my. No, sorry, I didn't go into the.
I want to hear your moose story.
A moose went bit. You know the story of the Monty Python.
The moose
right? The moose.
I'm not well versed in Monty Python.
Oh man, well then I'm not going to say anything then because you got to.
It's just I don't remember all those little things.
Oh, okay, because Monty Python was like my entire teenage years. It was like we watched that thing on a loop.
Oh, I see. Yeah, no, I've watched most of them once or maybe more than once.
I failed this week, guys.
What is your movie from your era of growing up that you watched on a loop? Because for example, there's some people I have talked to and they said Big Lebowski was their movie. Mm-hmm. Like they on a loop, they knew every line, everything from it. And for me, it was like Monty Python the Holy Grail, for example. Yeah. What about you? Is there any movie that you watched on a loop, all the time? You know it back and forth, up and down, every word.
Okay, so with my friend group, what was really big was Lord of the Rings.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So we would all watch that over and over and over again.
Sure.
But for me personally, I'm a Disney girl, so I like watching Emperor's New Groove and Hercules. All
what a
ones.
movie!
And
my wife loved that movie. Still loves that movie. I did not respect it until she showed it to me, and I was like, "This is
so funny." I made everybody watch it when it came out. I got the movie, and then I made every single person in my family sit down and watch it with me. If someone told me they hadn't watched it, I made them watch it. But as for knowing something back and forth, because I've seen it a million times, it's not a movie; it's a TV show, and it's The Office.
Of course, so many people know The Office.
Yeah.
I mean, Billie Eilish did a whole episode with Rainn Wilson and the trivia thing.
It was amazing. Yeah. I was like, I got all those answers right.
Nice.
So I was looking up a list of Canadian films from the 90s.
Canadian films from the 90s?
It's straight from Canada. So look at that.
Yeah, but I mean, that doesn't mean
90s, baby.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't mean you watch Canadian movies. I'm sure most of your movies you watched probably were American, I assume, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see what Alan comes up with.
I don't know. There's nothing good. There's lots of Canadian movies apparently. But nothing I've ever heard of. So
nothing you've ever heard. There's got to be some stuff.
Johnny Mnemonic.
Mnemonic. Oh, okay.
Johnny Mnemonic.
That's actually Keanu Reeves, though.
I was watching something that my parents would want to watch.
Yeah,
right?
Johnny Mnemonic is Keanu Reeves. Unless I'm
mistaken. There's the 2024 film called Oh Canada.
That doesn't sound like it's any good. That's probably direct to iPhone.
There's Canadian Bacon by Michael Moore. That's with John Candy.
Michael Moore. Wait, John Candy was in this, and I don't know about it. Okay, that's Canadian a travesty. Because John Candy is my guy. By the way, Great Outdoors, one of the greatest. I mean, there's a lot of '80s kids. We lived on that movie, Great Outdoors. John Candy, Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, Canadian Bacon.
Strange Brew. That's a good reference. Good call.
Which one?
Strange Brew. Yes. Strange Brew. Good call.
Yeah. Canadian Bacon. Yeah, I think it was 1990 something. Let me see that. When was that movie made? 1995. Comedy. Canadian Bacon.
Oh yeah, Michael I was Moore. Just a wee lass then.
It's John Candy plays the sheriff.
John Candy, man, that guy was just gone too soon. Gone too soon. And then he put out his like last movie, and they ended up using a whole bunch of like kind of outtakes to finish the movie because he passed away during the production of the movie, and it just really ruined it. I mean, the movie wasn't that good anyway, but then it's like they did that, and it's just like it just sunk the whole concept. And I was like, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Like,
you put out these movies posthumously, and I'm like, this is never going to be a good look.
But right now, speaking of 90s movies, I apologize because I meant to download a clip for this next scene, and I forgot to do it.
So John Candy was in Cool Runnings, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I never saw Cool Runnings.
I watched
never saw it.
Never saw Cool Runnings. It's such a historical film that's so accurate.
A bunch of times. It was like my grandma's favorite movie, so we'd watch it all the time. Because they came up north in the cold, and it was like relatable.
Jamaica's got a bobsled team.
Yeah, Jamaican bobsled team.
Yeah. No, I know everything about it except for I've never seen it.
Yeah.
What? Oh my gosh. You should watch. It's so fun.
Yeah.
You dead man? Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Maybe one day. One day, maybe.
One day. Yeah. We'll do a watch party. Better than the last one we did, where we did, what is it?
All right, Tree, when you come here. Oh, by the way, it's cleared, by the way. So, when you come here, already cleared it. You're good to go.
Nice.
So, yeah. But if you come down here and you want to watch Cool Runnings, I will do a Cool Runnings watch party. Alan, come over. We will pop a popcorn. I love making gourmet popcorn.
Oh my gosh.
We'll do it up and we'll watch some Cool Runnings.
We can
I can go to Mitchell
together in the same room with your cool setup.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, shoot. Hell yeah. If you're here, we're recording together.
Oh my God.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's going to happen. That's automatic. That's a given. All right.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
Yeah.
So
but Cool Runnings. All right. Make sure you put Tree. Don't forget that one though, because I'll forget it. So put it on the list. So
I'll put it in. I'll message you to Discord. I'll just write Cool Runnings because we don't talk.
Yeah, just keep a list of stuff that we have to watch / do in Cool Runnings in list.
We have to take Tree to Busch Gardens. If she comes to town.
Yes.
Which I was just at recently for the 8K.
No, I had to take her there just so we can go to because it's Busch Gardens. The theme of the theme park is the old world, so it's like all old Europe. So you have like old England, old Scotland, you have France, and then you get to a little back corner and it's New France. And it's all Canada.
Yeah, it is.
So it has like the log flume, like beaver.
And they have this thing where you can take like old timey pictures, and it's got like the old sepia like tones on it and stuff.
It's like Quebec.
The food is actually there's two places the food is actually good. Yeah. One is there, and the other place that's got good food is Italy. Italy actually has pretty good food.
Yeah. The Pest House is okay if you want some German food.
For the beer.
I will eat all the food. I am such a foodie. Oh
but that spot's pretty good. And
I thought Busch Gardens was in Missouri. No, Busch Gardens is two of them. There's one in Williamsburg in Virginia, and there's one in Tampa, Florida.
Yeah, and the one in Tampa, Florida's got better rides.
It's better rides. It's Africa
but
themed.
The one in Virginia is gorgeous. I mean, like the florals and stuff. They've won so many awards for their floral arrangements and stuff.
It's really pretty.
So freaking gorgeous. Go in the spring. Actually, it doesn't make a difference any time of year.
Yeah,
they spend
season passes, so we always get free tickets too. So if you can, we can.
But you can get the tickets. There's so many ways to get cheap tickets at Busch Gardens. It's not like Disney World where it's like everything's sold out and whatever. There's like a million ways in Virginia to get a ticket to Busch Gardens. It's worth it. And it's right up the street for us. It's like
they have some roller coasters. There's some good coasters.
Yeah, they got some good roller coasters. I still like Alpengeist and Apollo's Chariot. Those are my two favorites.
Dude, Tempesto. Have you been on the new ones? Oh, the new ones? The two new ones, Tempesto, and what's the other one across? They're two in Italy, the new ones, and they're launch roller coasters, and they're like they make you like when you sit down, you have to take everything out of your pockets, and they make you take everything out of your pockets.
Oh my gosh.
That reminds me of
Because it's such a crazy fast ride that like you will lose everything in your pockets will go flying.
I will pass on that one. Thank you so much.
It's so much fun. It's so
in this one they have in Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, they have one, and I think it's called Da Vinci's Cradle here.
Yeah,
and it like just kind of goes like this.
They closed
like
it.
a boat.
That.
It does like
That's
that.
the battering ram. That's the battering ram.
Battering ram. Okay. So, but then in Florida, their version, it actually goes all the way upside down. And you need to take everything out of your pockets because there's nothing more hilarious than when it goes up to the top and they have it where it stops. Falls out. And all you hear is coins and phones and stuff. Just hitting it. It's like you obviously didn't secure nothing in your pockets. That's all you hear is loose change and stuff. Just clink, 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 clink.
No.
Yeah. But I see you take a treat.
When I say it holds there, it doesn't hold there for like 2 seconds. It holds for like 30 seconds. It's like
we're gonna take Tree Busch Gardens just to go to Canada section and then leave.
No, you gotta do Italy. You gotta do Italy. I have to do one show in Italy. I have to drink some wine in Italy. And then I get to
Germany.
And then usually there's somebody there.
I'm excited.
There's usually somebody there that actually speaks Italian. I can actually speak a little Italian too.
It's like mini Epcot. Or is it bigger than Epcot?
It's bigger than Epcot.
Oh, I'm excited.
I used to work at Disney. I know it's definitely bigger. It's not.
Yeah, Epcot is itty bitty. Like the countries are so tiny. And also, I was very disappointed in Canada at Epcot.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this Busch Gardens Canada does better.
I'm sure Epcot has changed a lot since I was there. I haven't been at Epcot since '93.
Ooh, yeah. I was there like 7 years ago.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So not like super recent, but
so Adolin.
Adolin. Oh yeah,
we're back to Adolin.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We're reading a book.
We're reading a book. Yeah. So Dalinar and Elhokar, they come back, and Adolin gives them a report saying like, "Hey, we really shouldn't be on this hunt. I think we're too far away from camp. Like, what if the Parshindi ambush is out here? Like, we're not."
And they're like, "Oh, the Parshindi haven't been here in years."
Yeah,
that's a good reason.
Yeah, and yeah, it's just, you know what? We'll get over this hunt fast. We'll be fine. Everything will be okay. You know, plus, you know, we're safe. This will bolster the king's reputation that we had a successful hunt. You know, this is all just to unite the kingdom and make everybody friendly. And Adolin's just like, yeah, I just don't have a good feeling about anything going on here.
This sounds like a setup for a horror movie all day long.
Yeah.
They haven't been here in years. Nah, we never see ghosts in these parts.
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, the Wraith comes out and just like, you know.
But before we get to that part, a rider starts to approach. As they're talking, they see a rider approaching. And they look through spyglass and like, oh, it's the King's Wit, who goes by the name of Wit.
Especially called out as kind of not a jester. They had to preface it with that. Not really a jester.
Okay, but kind of a fun guy. This guy's job.
This guy's
like,
his jokes. He does jokes on people.
How do you get this job? This guy.
Well, this is not like a light eyes or dark eyes. This is actually, he's just a wit. He has no classification.
Let me tell you about the time when we caught up with these two ladies. Don't tell that story. That's right, because actually it was 3 ladies. And it was like, oh man, this guy.
He's so great.
He tells a story. He's a storyteller. I mean, he is the Chris Rock of the group.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And he starts joking on Rhaenyra, which Dalinar gets a little offensive. And he's like, hey, Rhaenyra's not as fragile as you might think. Come on.
Yeah.
But you know, he tells some jokes at Sadeas, does a little bit here and there, and they're like, wait, just shut up. Yeah, Tree, you're too nice. You're too nice.
But here's the thing, like, I have consequences if I am mean to people. This guy is protected by the king. Okay, there's a difference.
Right, I can see it. Tree, I can see this now. Now that you say it in that context.
I can't fight people because I'm too delicate, like a flower. But if I had the protection of a king and full reign of saying whatever I wanted, if somebody spoke up a little too much or had a really crappy opinion, like, yeah, those thoughts happen in my head I just don't say them out loud, which is why I'm nice.
Yeah. And
I'm sorry, I can't tell what your left hand's doing.
So
can't tell.
So yeah, they're finally making the final preparations for the hunt too. They dismiss Wit, and Bastion comes up, who is the hunt master, He's like, yeah, everything's ready to go. We got the Chol over there. Oh, look, the Chol's running away again. Like, he's been doing this all morning long. It's like, and this is where I failed you guys because I was going to get the clip from Jurassic Park where the goat's missing.
Yes.
They're like,
Alan,
and I failed you.
Gold because that would sum it up so well.
We can picture it.
You just picture just the scene from
The
Jurassic
goat's
Park.
still there,
The
and they turn back around later, and they're like, "What happened to the goat?
The goat. What happened to the goat? Where's the goat?" Because they see the Chol running away, and they see like, well, there's the bait. The rope is frayed. Shit. Okay, where's the
what's on the end of the rope?
And they look over, and not on the plateau where the Chol is running away, but on the plateau where all the
spectators,
unarmed spectators,
where all the young ladies are fanning themselves and having their crumpets.
Biggest chasm fiends ever rises up, come onto the plateau.
Yes,
and I feel
like
for
their finger sandwiches.
I feel like wait, let me see. I might have this clip.
Cucumber finger sandwiches, by the way.
Get the Kevin Hart. It's about to go down.
About to go down. That's
down. Right. Because he wasn't ready.
Man, that's a Jay-Z joint all day long. It's about to go down. Yes.
Going down for real.
Yeah. Well, that's a good reference too.
It's a classic like scene though, where like the hunt master is like looking over and his jaw just drops like, fuck.
Yeah.
Well, that was.
I got so many. If y'all have not seen it, by the way, Godzilla Minus Zero. Chef's kiss on that movie. If you have not seen it, it's like one of the best Godzilla movies ever made on a budget that was crazy tiny. Insanely good movie, independent movie, came out like 2 years ago.
Which one?
But Godzilla Minus Zero.
Oh, I
watch it. Japanese.
Started watching it. Yeah.
Incredible. I don't know how they built this movie on such a shoestring budget, but kudos to them. They won an Academy Award for effects, I believe. But that movie had some scenes where it's like Godzilla rises up and it's like, oh, Taki mushrooms. And that's exactly what happened here. And I loved it. The descriptions, the fact that thing came up on the wrong plateau.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, yes. Holy cow. And when he said it came up on the Spectator's joint, I was like, oh.
Yep. Well, that escalated quickly.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
And these things are gigantic. And
the description of how big it is, though.
Like at least 3 mooses.
At least 3 mooses. Yeah.
I love the Canadian measurement system. It's amazing.
Iris asked earlier, is it bigger than a moose? Like it's at least.
Here's another.
3 mooses.
Let me see if I can get this on.
It's 3 meters high.
Here's another
like 20 meters long.
Artist
20 meters long.
Another artist rendition. You see a little person about to be crushed by
oh my gosh.
Chasm fiend.
Oh yes.
See the little guy down there on his foot? Yeah, that's
yeah. I love the
he's about to get smushed.
So yeah.
Again, I don't need to know what it looks like. All I really care about is just the size and the fact that thing popped up in Team Crumpet's territory.
Team Crumpet.
Love it. Because that's the way I feel like, it's just retribution for this stupid concept of a hunt. Because it's not a hunt. It's a little royalty and whatever going out here, and the illusion of a hunt. I'm like, we're gonna go out for a hunt. Go out here and be in a situation where you could actually be part of the hunted. That's a hunt.
So did you change your mind about it?
I bet them crab legs are good.
About it in general, about hunts in general.
No, about this hunt.
This particular.
this hunt, I still think it's stupid. No, this hunt is.
Yeah.
I feel like this is called. Look, give this guy a nickname called Comeuppance. All right, that's his name.
Karma's a bitch.
It is.
Yeah. Well, now shit got real.
You did.
Shit got real.
Going down for real.
Yeah, this is not controlled any longer.
No. They don't got time to pepper it with arrows now. It's
nope.
I know. By the way, and they also have to turn all that stuff around.
Yeah,
because it's all facing out that way.
That way, and the chef just has little. He has little moose bouge, you know, with little bait.
That Joker tying a napkin right now. He's like,
all right,
all right, here we go.
It's moose bouge.
Exactly. A moose bouge, maybe.
A moose bouge.
That's so much moose talk in the chat.
That's right.
So many moose talks. Who knew that this episode was going to be moose talk?
It's all moose talk.
In case you never had a moose bouge, it's the really fancy restaurant. It's the really little thing on a cracker they give you at the very beginning.
Yeah,
they give you like some little it's like a little chef's adornment.
It's a tiny little
So
we made you some mouse farts on crackers. Yeah. Please try one.
Like
we just
bouche is mouth, right? In French, so a moose is like a mouth user.
Yeah,
it's just like there's your taste buds.
There's a pretty fancy restaurant nearby. I took one of our mods, Jake, to it when he came down to visit me a couple years ago. But they always have and you've been there, I think, circa 1918.
I've been there. I go there maybe like once a year.
Okay,
it's okay. I mean, if you want to get like a little fancy, whatever,
it's fancy, but I always like to give them crap. They always have like these really, really like super inspired artsy dishes, and like I always like comment because I know the owners really well and like the general manager Kip. But anyway, so there was one time we ordered something and it was like, and then we're gonna have this kind of cheese and this kind of cheese, and then we have parade meat. So it's like it literally looks like a chunk of cat food like on the plate because it's like parade meat.
Oh yeah.
And like I took a bite of it with a cracker or whatever, and I turned and was like, let me tell you, your cat food is exquisite tonight. Just absolute chef's kiss.
I know he enjoyed that. I don't know. Look, we're not like the best of friends, but it's like he recognizes when I walk in there. But he's the kind of guy he would have. I know he cracked up laughing at that. I know.
It's like the cat food is perfect tonight.
Yes.
It's the spot. that Friskies.
Alan. Was it called Temptations? Is that the commercial where they show the cats and the eyes get like all wide?
Yeah.
That's what that is basically. Circa 19.
Fancy feast. Fancy feast.
Yeah, fancy feast.
That's fancy feast.
Yeah,
it's a fancy feast cat food.
Yeah, the cat is like served like out of like a crystal like little dish.
Yeah. It's like, this cat food is. I think it's like parade bacon though. It was delicious, like bacon jam. Oh man, it was good.
But I'm sure it was good, but
yeah,
you guys,
it was delicious.
Made me hungry again. Even talking about cat food.
Every episode we talk about food
because I know it's not really cat food. It's probably delicious.
Yeah, it is delicious. It was.
Well,
it was.
If it helps get rid of your appetite, just remember it's people.
Yeah.
The amuse-bouche in this
in this case
is people.
It's people.
Soylent Green is people.
Like Soylent Green is people.
It's crazy how big a whale is. Yes, whales are really big.
Wait, why are we referring to whales?
Because we're talking creatures, I guess. I don't know. I never ate a whale before.
I'm confused.
I don't know either, but that's what chat's talking about. Yeah.
I've never eaten whale either.
I have not either.
I've
seen them.
Or at one point, like the goldfish crackers, like they had a limited edition thing where they were different whales. I think I remember that.
Goldfish did?
Oh.
Didn't they have like a limited edition where they were whales, different types of whales?
Oh man,
like dolphins.
Don't get me into limited edition foods, by the way, because I love it. I was watching rewatching the episode, going back to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. They had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. What's the Hostess cream pies?
Mm-hmm.
It was like the limited edition ones.
Yeah,
and then it got me into like the Ecto Cooler, and they they reissued Ecto Cooler. And then I found out that it's actually a juicy juice that tastes just like it. All you have to do is just add some food coloring to it. But then it got me into this whole thing. I went into this rabbit hole about like cool foods that you've had when you were a kid and ways you can get it now. Because obviously you can't just buy like the ones that came out in the 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's going to be like terrible and disintegrate in your hand, the moment you try to open up the package or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Tang, for example.
Whale is the most. A rotting whale smells worse than anything I've ever smelled in my entire life.
Ew,
It
Ellen.
is. Yeah.
I imagine that though. I mean, it's like.
Yeah. We went.
Rotting anything smells.
But whales,
like
when they cut into so like we went down, we were in the Outer Banks, and a humpback whale washed up on shore. This is when we were in college, and VIMS, Virginia Institute of Marine Science, is down there to dissect it and or do the autopsy on the beach. The scientists come down there, they do all their things,
right?
And they let the public could just walk up to it as they were working, and when they cut into it, the smell that came off of it was.
And if they don't pop them, they pop themselves, don't they? Like they.
But yeah, so they're cutting them all up anyway because they wanted to see what its last meal was. They were trying to they cut the tail off to identify. They were dissecting it like it was a full on the beach because they can't move it to the lab. They just do it right there on the beach. But there's like a bunch of scientists and they're out there just. I mean, it's already dead, so they're just gonna do their thing.
But that's also how they got to remove it. I mean, because you can't go out there like with a
no,
fork.
They bury it. They bury it. No, they just bury it right there on the beach. We learned that too.
But think about it though. I mean, it's much easier to bury parts of a whale than it is to bury a whole whale.
Yeah, but they had a giant excavator out there. They just were digging a giant hole as the scientists were dissecting it. So after they were done, they just pushed into the hole and buried it right there on the beach.
And you know what? What feeds on that whale? Crabs. Crab evolution theory comes back around full circle. Boom! There it is. See, now your safe hand. Looking crab-like over there. You kind of got it. You got the look now, right?
Yeah.
You got the look. See?
Perfect.
You got it.
You guys will never know what I'm hiding in here. I could hide
never
snacks.
Know.
I could hide money.
Snacks.
Probably snacks, though. No,
I would hope you're going to tell me it's goldfish crackers. I mean, that's the only answer is goldfish crackers.
It could be.
It's got to be goldfish crackers.
Maybe I'll put
limited edition
every episode, and you'll have to guess what it is. And whoever.
What's in true safe hand? We'll have a what's in tree safe hand.
What's in tree safe? Okay.
We'll make a song for it and everything.
Oh my goodness. Make a theme song, a segment song for what's in trees safe hand.
What's in trees safe hand?
Can you guess it? I can.
Super secret.
Trees
Super secret.
Because M&M's because they won't melt in your hand. Good one, Iris. That's a good one.
Really? I don't think that's true, Iris.
I don't think it is either. That's right. In this chapter, it's the chasm fiend coming up, and it's like next chapter. So I told you last week, it's gonna be cliffhanger.
Yeah.
There's a giant monster climbing up, and it's like, nah, gotta wait.
There's no cliffhanger because we know the way this book is structured right now. We're gonna do a time jump. It's gonna be like 7 years later or something like that, or it's gonna switch perspectives. We're not going to get a resolution to this. We have to assume that everybody on that plateau was slaughtered.
Yep, that's what I'm assuming.
Yes.
There's no cliffhanger. The thing already hopped the cliff. He's on the cliff.
I think you summed it up well when you said they're all amuse bouche.
Yeah.
There you go.
Finger sandwiches. Everybody.
They're cucumber sandwiches.
With fancy hats.
With fancy hats.
He's like, oh, this is so fancy. It's the fanciest smorgasbord I've ever, or smorgasbord, or whatever that word is.
Yeah, that's right.
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie boards.
Charcuterie.
Okay, I have a thing that I want to say though. That kind of was with my theory kind of earlier. So
please go.
They said that they were following this chasm fiend, but he's not pupating.
Mm-hmm.
Which a pupa is like goes into a cocoon.
Yes.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this thing is not laying eggs, it's pupating, so it makes a cocoon.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah, but this is different...
like, what does it come out as? When we're like, there's no dragons in this book, I'm like, this thing's gonna pupate, and what I know about pupas is they turn into, they're caterpillars and they turn into butterflies. So I'm like, is this thing gonna pupate and then turn into a dragon?
I think it's more like molting or shedding. Because I mean, because you think about crustaceans.
I think
of it getting larger and larger and larger.
It's going to soft shell crab form where they're really, really good and tasty.
But how much more fun would it be if it turned into a dragon when it came out of that thing?
So you think there are dragons in these books?
I'm not ruling it out. I'll never rule out dragons. They're sneaky.
Okay. They are sneaky.
I'm on Tree's side on that one.
Or what if they get big enough, like eventually, that they turn into these giant thunderclast things?
Ew.
Ooh. Maybe.
Wrong number of legs, though.
But butterflies are completely different than they have different number of legs than caterpillars.
It's true.
True.
That's how metamorphosis works, my brother. Metamorphosis.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about that.
Which still science is really confused about how that all works because they
it's so odd.
Crazy.
And people have cut open. People have cut open the cocoons, like in that mid, and it's just like a goo inside. You're like, wait a minute, what the hell happened?
Yeah,
like,
they turn into goo, and then
the body liquefied.
They completely liquefied.
They make a freaking cocoon around themselves, and they're like,
liquefy.
Time to liquefy myself. Turn into like primordial ooze.
Yeah,
and then it just comes out. Hey, guess what I am?
It's like their DNA
butterfly. Like
just dismantles itself entirely and then just like reforms.
Goo turns into something. Happens with humans.
Magic.
How? Again, the science. I'm like, and you make yourself into this, and come on, beautiful. I'm thinking about monarch butterflies, things like that. Yeah. Beautiful things.
Mm-hmm.
But you had to like turn into this again primordial ooze first.
Okay, well, I'm using that now
and
as
they store,
my model.
And they store.
Oh
yeah, no, that's true. String flame is true, and they store memories too. Through all that, they still had memories.
That's right. That's right.
So monarch butterfly, there's a place down in Mexico where they go on a tree, and that's where the first generation starts, and they die halfway along their journey, like in southern United States, and then like either in northern United States or in Canada, they have their final life, and then they start heading back, and then like 6 generations later, they go back to the same tree after turning to goo to start the cycle back again. They go to the same tree. It's sometimes the same branch.
They have no idea how this works. I mean, all they know is like.
But 6 generations later, they go back to the same exact tree.
That DNA level. We're talking on a DNA level. This memory and this
they turn to goo 6 times and breathe.
Insane. Yeah.
That's the reason I love the subreddit called Nature is Lit or Nature is Metal. Those two. I love them because it's just like goes into all this stuff and it's like nature is crazy.
Nature is crazy. Damn, nature, you crazy.
You crazy. You crazy.
But I'm using that now.
I like a little crazy. I like a little crazy.
When anyone asks me about my life, I'm just gonna say I'm in my primordial goo stage of life right now, and we're getting ready to emerge as a beautiful butterfly person. But right now, it's a primordial goo.
Your hand is.
Oh no!
Just all of it. Just all of me.
Not the safe hand.
I'm in goo phase.
You're in goo phase.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm in my cocoon.
Please make sure you put that on your tag for next episode. Goo phase.
Goo.
I just need to say goo phase. Just goo phase. I'm in my goo phase. Whatever variation of that, please.
Gucci.
Turning into goo and reforming seems less painful than a werewolf transformation. Yeah, that's probably
a werewolf transformation. I mean, anybody who's seen an American Werewolf in London, that thing is like, it was horrific. The practical effects in that movie. Mm-hmm. I know now it's like tame by like 2020s standards, but man, back when that thing came out in the 80s, freaked everybody out. That snout like extending and the hand like growing,
and
then all the hair.
Yeah,
which I didn't realize it did that by pulling the hair backwards.
Tree is turning to a crab.
I just saw that.
There's softer members.
Oh, Tree is. That's her final form. I didn't know if you know. Have you seen the movie? Anybody who's seen the movie The Lobster knows that's actually her final form is a crab.
Oh crap! I love it.
Yep.
Cool. Favorite character? Let's go.
You go first this time because I went first last week.
Oh, all crabs. That is my favorite.
All crabs.
Only
favorite
crabs.
Characters. Only crabs.
It's all crabs. All crabs. Especially every crab that's being tortured and having their legs pulled off.
Okay, but like Oh yeah, that was sad.
Ooh.
But now I'm picturing the new Only Crabs logo, and like that same logo would work where the hand is, except for I'll just make it like a crab claw.
Lady, get on it, please.
We're gonna have only hands, only crabs,
only crabs. We're gonna have some only everything. We're gonna have a whole.
I gotta
only
figure out the
universe.
fonts because it's the fonts. So I did it on a program on my iPad, which I've never had an issue with before, and I went and actually found the OnlyFans fonts and downloaded them, and that wasn't an issue. But anytime I try to send it to Alan to send to the production lady, the fonts change. Or they're like, we can't upload this. And I was like, what the heck? Like, it's a vector file. Everything should be fine.
Yeah, it should render. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now you made it a vector file.
Really odd. So I have
only
to go
crabs,
and like re-find the font. Only crabs. Yeah. So when I figure out this font situation, it's over. It's only hands, only crabs.
Only crabs.
It's only everything.
Only everything. Only crabs. It's only crabs.
It's
so
only
crabs is Alonda's favorite.
Yes, crabs is my favorite.
The crabs. Okay.
The crabs.
My favorite was. I mean, I'm gonna pick Zeth because I'm so interested in his character.
That's a good choice. Because if you guys force me to like come up with a more serious pick, I was gonna go Zeth.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go crabs right now.
I'm gonna go Wit.
Oh, I love Wit too. Okay,
Wit was good.
Wit's good too, but yeah,
Wit
so
reminds me of Tom for some reason from Wheel of Time.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm getting that vibe. I mean, Tom wasn't like a fool or anything, but Tom was just kind of Tom was Tom, you know, he just does his thing. So I was like, I get a lot of Tom. What's his last name? Maryland or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, not Maryland. Sorry.
Merlin.
Okay, so anyway, but Tom is the vibe I got from Wit, and I was like, I like this guy. Good people.
Well, next week, are we doing next week? I haven't talked about Christmas, and I mean we're early enough.
Well, it's the 23rd, I believe.
Yeah, I'm good.
So
I'm good.
I mean, look, I'm working that day, so as far as I'm concerned, if I can go to work, I can do a podcast.
Okay,
that's always my feeling. So
it's up to you, Alan.
I'm good. Free. We're canceling the Will Reads next week because of Christmas Eve.
And right, y'all on a Tuesday, so
Tuesday, and then the next week's New Year's Eve, so we're canceling 2 weeks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But we're the day before, I don't really care. So if you're good, I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're doing 3 chapters. 3 chapters. They're 10 heartbeats. Chapter 13. 10 heartbeats. It's a good chapter.
Can't believe you made us stop before
10
a chapter called 10 Heartbeats.
And then chapter 14, Payday, another fantastic chapter. And then chapter 15, The Decoy.
Ooh.
Those are good titles. Well, I mean, 10 Heartbeats, I'm not really that excited about, but I got to hear why it's called 10 Heartbeats.
You don't remember?
Not 9. It's not 9, not 11. You must throw the holy hand grenade on 10, and 10 only. 3. You must throw on 3. 4 is outright.
1,
4 is outright.
2, 4. Throw 3, sir. 3.
3.
Don't you remember what 10 heartbeats means, Alondo?
No, I do not.
We talked about this already.
Yes.
We did?
We did. So it's
how long it takes to summon a shard blade.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, we learned about it with the first Zeth.
Yeah, that's the problem though, is it's been like that many chapters ago and I just completely forgot.
Yeah. So. And then we got the Shalon drop where she's like, something's only 10 heartbeats away. Right.
So that obviously tells us that we are not getting the resolution to this chapter about how our crab monster friend enjoyed the amuse-bouche. Not happening. Because if it's about 10 heartbeats, it has nothing to do with this.
10 heartbeats is a long time.
I'm saying that 10 heartbeats, it ain't about this.
It is depending on how fast your heart's racing, I guess.
The only thing, we're going to see possibly is like the remnants of the picnic this guy has after he finishes eating all these humans.
It's like talk about ants at the picnic, right?
Exactly. He's just like you're gonna just see him like a full belly, just sitting back and just like a napkin.
Yeah, while they're all like waiting for
corner
their
of the mouth
so I can do something about it.
Yeah, I mean, chat's lit tonight. Do beats go with crabs? Well, y'all should name your crab monster friend.
Oh, our crab monster friend. Oh, what's his name?
Do beets go with anything? Well, nature's candy.
like
Beets are delicious.
Beets are delicious.
You gotta cook the hell out of them though. You
I like
gotta put
pickled
work
beets.
into some beets though.
Borscht, some borscht.
Definitely delicious. I
borscht.
agree. But man, you gotta put some
pickled
work.
beets are my jam.
Pickled beets.
There's a good beet jam that you can make, by the way, but you gotta cook the hell. Again, if you want to make some beets, step one,
do we
get a pressure cooker.
Do we have any Australians in
get
the
a pressure cooker? Huh?
Are pickled beets an Australian?
Australian? Oh, Australia. Oh, yeah. So, like, you go to McDonald's, and you order a sandwich. It's not a tomato on there. They put a beet on the hamburger. In Australia.
Really? That's cool.
Okay.
It's a beet. I didn't know until I bit into it. I was like, "What is this tomato? This is not what I thought."
That's interesting. I really need to start prioritizing going to a McDonald's every time I travel because I'm so interested in they all do something different.
They all do
right?
different things. Yeah.
That's actually my thing now. Every time we travel international, I go to McDonald's and I take a picture of the menu just so I can see what kind of crazy stuff they offer.
Yeah.
Like we did it in Thailand. We just did it in South America.
Thailand, they have rice on the menu.
They have all kinds of crazy stuff in Thailand. They got like some fish stuff.
That's cool.
Whatever.
Yeah, fish,
I kind of want to do a crossover for the crab monster and call it Crumbopulous Michael after like the Rick and Morty character.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
I freaking love Rick and Morty.
Crumbopulous Michael.
Oh my god.
Can we call him Crumbopulous Michael? Is that okay? Yes, Crumbopulous Michael.
Crumbopulous Michael.
Yes, after the Rick and Morty character. So that's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
R.I.P.
I'm thinking back to this McDonald's thing again. So last year I mostly just traveled in America, and they're very much the same, except for you guys don't have one of my favorite burgers there, which is a junior chicken.
Where the hot side stays hot and the cool side stays cool.
It's a junior chicken burger. Okay, so the patty is like a deep fried chicken patty, but it's spicy. And
wait, you said a junior cheeseburger, but then you're saying
junior chicken burger.
Oh, junior chicken burger.
Yeah. It's just it's one of those value menu things, but it's my favorite thing when I'm hungover to go get a junior chicken. Oh. And it's literally just a spicy chicken patty with mayo and lettuce. And I always get pickles on it too, but you guys don't have it. So there's so many times I went
at McDonald's.
A junior chicken, but you don't have it. So that's at least one thing.
I swear I felt like Burger King had that.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But the weird thing we have is poutine that
we don't usually eat McDonald's drunk here in America. We just have Taco Bell.
No.
Drunk Taco Bell. That's the only time I ever eat Taco Bell when I'm drunk.
I know for a fact they used to have that sandwich. It just came back to me because I remember it was on the $1 menu.
Yes.
And it was called the Junior McChicken or McChicken Junior.
The McRib.
But was it spicy though? Because that's the thing.
I don't remember it being spicy, but they did have a McChicken Junior. Someone please fact check me on that. I feel almost 100% sure, and it was on the $1 menu.
Time.
Yeah.
And then they killed the whole $1 menu thing. It all went away. But they had was that. They had a junior cheeseburger. All kinds of small things.
Gravy fries.
And I remember that because I used to work in the school division, and right next to the school division office where I worked at was a McDonald's. And I would go there. I would go to lunch. For lunch, I would go work out at the gym. I would come back, go to McDonald's, get a little Junior McChicken sandwich. I would get 2 of them because it was $2. I would get 2 of those, and I would get and I would get 2 of those, and they also had a 5-piece chicken McNuggets. It was $5. It might have been 5-piece or 6-piece, whatever. So it was I would get my protein.
Yeah.
And they were not big. They were tiny.
Yeah.
And so I would eat that. Yeah, I know for a fact they had them here.
Spicy chicken sandwich. Spicy chicken sandwich for $1.
When I was there and I did not get it. I
was
like, well, now we know that's a thing. That is.
It did exist here. I don't know if they still have it. I haven't eaten at McDonald's in years.
Yeah, I don't usually.
I have not. I mean,
the only McDonald's I walked to is internationally. I don't even go into McDonald's here in the States.
I heard that your drunken thing is Waffle House.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. No, that's American.
That's all Americans. Yes, you go to Waffle House for one reason when you're drunk, not just for the food because the food is actually
It's
really
entertainment.
Good.
It's entertainment.
It's the entertainment because when
Oh
you
my
go
God.
there at 2:30, get your
This is
phone
what
ready.
I want to have a Waffle
Get your
House
phone
experience.
ready. There's about to
Get
be
your
a
phone-
show. It's gonna be a show.
You're gonna see crack whores and crackheads and all sorts of shit in between.
you're
It's
gonna
gonna be
see
a lot of
perfect.
fun. You're gonna see
You're gonna
Give it
see
to
some
me.
You're gonna
things,
see some stuff.
I want the Waffle House
and you're
experience.
gonna watch it
okay?
the next day when you're sober and be like, what just happened
What
here?
did I do?
Why did
What
she show her
happened?
butt in the? Why is she standing on the table? Oh no!
Oh, this
no!
sounds like so much
Waffle House.
fun, though.
Wait, but no grandmother should act this way. That's what you say to yourself. I mean, yeah.
Grandmas?
Oh, you gonna
Okay,
see
Oh,
some
I'm in.
things.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
You gonna see
Yeah.
some things. Go there on the
We don't
right.
have Waffle House here, so
Oh, they got them everywhere here. In fact, they
Yeah,
have
I
a
know.
Waffle House index, which
It's
basically tells
everywhere.
you if there's like a
Mhm.
hurricane or something coming. The indication of how bad the hurricane is going to be is whether the Waffle House is closed down.
Yeah.
If
No,
the
no,
Waffle
we don't
House
have them
closed
here.
down,
It's
that
like a
means the
thing.
hurricane is real.
That means evacuate.
Get away from that area.
It's like,
You're like,
last
run.
time I went.
Because Waffle
the-
House is 24/7. So if they close down, get the heck out of Dodge.
Get the heck out.
Yup.
Yeah, my big thing last time I went was like I really wanted to try Chick-fil-A.
You tried it at
And
JordanCon.
Yeah, I know, I did. Yeah, you were
Mhm.
there with me, and you guys,
Yeah.
you're like, you need to try this sauce and this sauce and this and blah 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 blah.
Iris Bear,
This thing.
we gonna get you drunk and up on a table.
Yes, I love being on tables.
Iris Bear.
Irish Bear.
I love it. We need to get Iris Bear at a Waffle
Iris,
House.
yes.
First, we're
I
gonna go
freaking
drinking.
Love Iris Bear.
Then we're gonna go to a Waffle House.
Oh
and
my
then
God,
the
I'm so
whole
excited.
is to get Iris Bear up on the table twerking.
Iris, you and I dancing on tables in Waffle House in Virginia. Let's go.
Dude, that's right. That's right. Dancing the big pimpin'.
Are you take Tree to the ghetto Newport News experience? Like she comes in town, and I was like, "We're gonna go to a bar. We're gonna go to a sand bar, and I'll show you how Newport News."
Okay, the
You want
diner
your
is
entertainment
better for
no.
me.
I'm gonna keep it classy until
Keep
she
it classy.
says.
Okay, keep it classy. Okay.
Until she says, "Let's go hood," then I'll be like,
Then you go to stand bar.
and then it's got to be the thing where it's like, I got to get 3 confirmations. I'm like, are you sure?
Are you
Are
sure?
you really sure?
You sure you want to
And then
do
I'll be
this?
like, you got one more gift
There's
before you.
nothing
Let's
good
go
has
good,
ever
but
come out of
let's try
sand
to
bar.
get stabbed
Nothing
or
good
shot.
out of that bar.
And then she's
It's
gonna be like,
always-
no, I'm in, and I'll be like, okay, here we go.
there you go.
Look, I
gonna
got
be
some
fun.
places. I got some
I'm
places.
excited.
Yeah,
There are places that you can go.
Sweet.
Yeah. So again, Trey, I'm looking forward. You come down here, we'll hang out. You help me do the wall,
Yes.
and then help Alan paint.
Yeah, paint.
We'll
And then
hang
we
out
can
here
go-
in Newport News, and then afterwards we scoot right on down to JordanCon. Boom.
There you go.
Yes. That sounds
Done.
All right.
Exactly. It's gonna be a whirlwind tour. Oh, that's right. We gotta do Busch Gardens.
Yes.
Got to put cards.
Yeah, gotta
That's
get that
cool.
in too.
Just to see New France, to see Canada in America.
Yeah. No, we'll line up some things for us to do down here, and then of course we're gonna record We'll record a podcast episode
So yeah,
in the spot. Yep.
we'll do it all.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Gotta make it happen.
All right.
Yes.
Sounds good. All right. Well, how we can be found is at thecosmoreads.com. You can find links to all sorts of things like merchandise where you can get only crabs.
Okay, you got me on that one.
You can get your favorite safe hand cover. I need to see if our merchandise rep will actually make gloves for us. We should make gloves.
Oh,
One.
Ooh.
she probably would.
It's like Mikey J.
I looked at actually getting like Scott Stank cologne and looked into it. You can actually get custom cologne and put your label on it.
No.
It's expensive though. It's expensive, but you can do it.
I just need one. I just need
know.
one bottle.
I thought about
Scott
Scott Stank.
It's gonna
pick out
musty,
our
isn't it?
fragrance. Or yeah, it has to be.
Musty.
It has to be musty.
I mean, because for
Maybe some
by the way,
sandalwood, some pine tar. It's
Some ash smell.
because the
Ash.
end song for this podcast, every so often I'm like, we need to change it, and then I switch back and I'm like, no, we need to keep it.
Yeah.
no.
Let's
I
keep it
imagine
going.
like
Keep it.
Scott Stank is like a coal fire with
Mm.
like body odor.
Some
A
musty
little
smell.
musk stank on it then.
Yeah.
Some musties.
Yeah.
Musk stank.
Musty, dead fire pit
Okay.
with body odor.
Okay.
So
Sounds
basically the aftermath of a really terrible fire festival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horrible
Oh my God.
rave.
Yes.
Just like a dirty
the
hippie
worst
rave.
rave you've ever been
A
to.
dirty hippie rave.
Yeah, just like
disgusting.
smells like
With a hint
heat
of
and
evergreen.
sand and fire.
Some pine tar, sandalwood smell in there. Yeah, just mix it together.
Yes.
Rub that in.
Nasty.
Anyways, find us on the
And
website. You can
cannabis,
find all
of
sorts of
course.
things like links. Find Patreon. You can support us or something. I don't know. Help us out.
Yeah.
We'll do more giveaways if we have
Smells like
more patrons.
Coachella. Not Coachella, Coachella.
It smells like Cinderella.
No, Coachella.
Coachella. Dirty hippie bonfire rave. Yeah. That's,
Ooh.
yes, there it is.
I'm talking about like Wookiee hippies, you know, like the ones that like have like the white guy with the dreadlocks that like doesn't shower in like 10 years.
Oh, it smells
And,
like if you lift up his dreads.
Yeah.
You gotta look like what patchouli smells like.
We call them Wookiee hippies. Like the Wookiee guy. I mean, there's like cool hippies, and then there's like you're like really like on the fringe hippies, and then there's like the Wookiee hippie, which is like the big guy with the dreadlocks, doesn't shower, and like
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He looks like Wookiee.
Yeah. Ironically,
yeah, he sold me some mushrooms. Yeah, see,
of course he did. All mushrooms originate from that guy.
He grows them in his dreadlocks.
Yup.
Anyways, that's all I got for this week, guys.
We're done.
So I'm going to bed. All right. Good night. See you guys next week.
Good night, friends.
Thank you for watching the Cosmere Reads.
God stinks, God stink fresh. God stinks, God stink fresh.